Well, I'm with you.
Don't tell me, Mo.
All right, cool,
I want to be surprised.
Wait.
Let me just go off for a little bit.
I'm with you, Mo.
Well, hold on.
Well, to an extent. I'll say to an extent.
Okay, for sure.
What the
fair enough.
Okay, here we go.
I don't know how you feel about.
I watched the show twice, by the way. My opinions have slightly changed.
Okay.
You and I feel the same about one of the men's Money in the Bank. I don't know how you feel about everything else, though. I don't know how you feel about everything else. But.
Yeah, and I feel like y'all finna hate me today. I feel like y'all finna hate me.
I mean, at least I know what you about to say, so I'm gonna be a lot calmer.
This one might be volatile. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of different opinions swimming around today.
Yeah.
I mean, just based on the chat yesterday, I was shocked. I was like, "Whoa, what is going on?"
That shit was not it, bro.
I was like, "Damn, G liked the show a lot." Damn, okay. All power to
particularly. I mean, there's a lot of things going on in WWE that people have been complaining about over the last while now. So, I mean, WWE's really hit or miss a lot of times. It is what it is, you know.
It's not really WWE that's bothering me lately. It's Triple H specifically. Again, I want an opportunity to get into that because Triple H is starting to piss me off.
Yeah.
But let me.
People, I said yesterday on Twitter that people have this love-hate relationship with Triple H. Like when he does something great, people love him, and then he does something terrible, then you hate him.
Well, and that's because we put up with so much bullshit for so long. Like no. Every wrong decision that's made is a slippery slope back towards 2019, and no one wants that shit.
Hey, you know, Jade, now that you say that, I just literally had an epiphany. You know what I feel like the modern, and I'm going to say modern because WWE, whether we like it or not, they did get new fans after COVID, and there's new fans here that weren't in the trenches.
I got you, Prince.
Right? Yeah. So because there was new fans that weren't in the trenches, you know what I consider the modern WWE fan? That girl or guy that got out of a toxic relationship and they think they healed, but then the new relationship they got into, they want everything perfect or else they're going to be reminded of that toxic relationship in the past. That's how I feel the modern WWE.
I really need people, though, because I've seen a lot of people, because we're in a bad time right now for WWE. It's not a great time, but I've seen so many people try to compare this era to, like, the 2019 era. I'm
it's like, not that yet.
I will say this about that point. I wish some fans would stop using that to excuse mediocrity. That's just me. I really wish people would stop using that.
So it's a double-edged sword. Don't use it to be like it's not as bad as that, but at the same time, we are nowhere near that. We are nowhere near.
We're
not bad.
We're nowhere near that level of bad. Like right now,
is it that bad though? Like, is it like
that
bad? Like,
no.
The way y'all talking, I don't know.
I don't think. Hold on, I will go one at a time. I don't think it's like that level of bad. Like, could it be better? Sure, it could be better, but I don't think it's like insufferable. You know what I mean? Like 2019, bro. Like until I see a WrestleMania that was as bad as 34 in this modern era, I can never say that this era is that bad. Until I see a Goldberg Undertaker Saudi Arabia match in this era, until I see, we literally saw who's supposed to be their top guy get in a storyline where he was losing matches to the boss's son on pay-per-views and getting dog food dumped on him. That was supposed to be the man. That was supposed to be the face of the company. I have yet to see. I have yet to see any top guy get treated that level of bad. I have yet to see any storylines that were as bad as the Lana and Bobby Lashley love storyline in this modern era. It's not the same, bro. Like
I forgot about that.
I had to block somebody on Twitter yesterday because they compared last night's Money in the Bank event. They compared that to, y'all remember the Backlash 5 or 6 years ago that closed with Roman versus Joe?
Backlash 2018?
Out. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I saw somebody compare Money in the Bank last night to Backlash 2018, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding?"
And I just watched Backlash 2018. It's worse than I remember. It was worse than I remember.
Calm down a little bit.
People were leaving. People were leaving before the main event. People were left.
Main
event. It's not that level of bad. Now I will say, since Triple H has taken over, 2022. This year has been his worst. It's been his worst year. It's been his worst year. But not every year is going to be. I don't expect every year to be spectacular. You know what? Right. You know what it is though. Honestly, it's a detriment to Triple H a little bit. But so many people fell in love with the NXT Black and Gold era, and they expected him to do everything he did there up on the main roster. And then when he took over the main roster and it wasn't the same, people were so confused and like, well, why are we not getting NXT? What's going on? But like people misconstrued that the main roster is way different than NXT. Triple H had full capacity of NXT because it was already been known and superstars have already said that Vince never watched NXT. So they could do whatever they wanted down there because he didn't take it serious as a
he didn't have
brand.
anybody,
and that's why he was always changing people's gimmicks when they came up because he didn't know anything about them. He didn't know what the presentation was. He didn't understand it. So Triple H could make NXT his show, but when you come up to the main roster, you have different people that you have to appeal to. The sponsor deals, like it's just different on the main roster. You know what I mean? Because you're appealing to a bigger audience. So I think people legitimately thought that what he did in NXT was going to translate over to the main roster, and when it didn't, that's when the criticism started to come. Because I promise you, if Shawn Michaels were to come up to the main roster, it would not be what NXT is right now.
Right.
What he's doing in NXT would not be Raw and SmackDown. It's different audience, different marketability, different everything. NXT has a smaller crowd because they don't have that fan base. There's literally people who watch WWE but don't watch NXT. So of course you're going to expect, certain people not to take it serious, or you don't get that type of sponsor and brand deals and you're appealing to a different audience because even WWE fans don't even watch it. So if you guys aren't even watching it, it's not going to be the same when you come up to the main roster.
And when it comes to, because I was one of those people. As soon as he took over, I said, oh my gosh, we're getting black and gold back. I was one of those people. I tell y'all that all the time. I was one of those people, right? Now, there are things that I don't care who's above you. There's things you could have fixed. AKA the women's division. It's getting better now because what do you know? You do what I tell you to do, and wow, it's like things start to work out. You called up 3 people, and wow, it's like that main event scene. Also, they actually got some depth now.
Also, right? The GOAT came back. Becky, she came back too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All of a sudden, you start calling up people and adding depth to that division. It works now, right? But also to an extent as well, right? Because the women's division ain't no excuse for that. But also, Triple H tried to give y'all black and gold. And y'all were quiet.
He did.
What let me know to me, like the biggest moment to me that I was like, oh yeah, if this is an example of how the main roster crowd is different than NXT, I never know what will. If you would have told me in 2018 we was getting DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns in a 2 out of 3 falls match, give it to me now.
Hold on.
Them niggas were quiet.
And that match was actually very good in terms of in-ring action.
They were quiet. No, Donnie. They were quiet.
Nah, I was there. I was there for that match, bro. It was pretty quiet.
To be honest, that match could have been better. I mean, it was good.
I'm not saying it could have been better,
but the crowd could have woke up a little bit.
I was like,
the crowd, like on NXT, you put that on NXT Black and Gold show. That's a 5-star.
Bro, they're getting a "This is awesome" chant before they do a move.
I was there for that match in person, bro. It was pretty quiet.
DIY came out. Now, don't get me wrong. The theme song they had before they got to this one, ass. I hated it. But they came out, crickets. Motor Machine Guns. The niggas beat the bloodline. Crickets, bro. Crickets. And this was at the Royal Rumble, a show that they get up for. They were
Triple A guys got a bigger pop than the Street Profits last night. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I mean,
look, Mr. Iguana already over.
Mr. Iguana's over as hell. Iguana's in chat.
Iguana's in chat. Selena Vega, she got a championship right now. It's crazy.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, in fairness, I think Triple H also tried. Like, it's always 2 things with him. We're gonna give you something bad because Triple H, you have your bad, but then he gonna try to give you what y'all want, and y'all don't want it. We gonna get up to a lot of things because I got a lot of things to say, but that's how I feel. Like, he tried to give us NXT Black and Gold, and y'all was quiet.
It's a perfect example. Like, if you look at all I'll just name the last 3 champions they've had. Cena, you had Cody, and you had Roman, right? Roman was the champion. What was the complaints? He's never there. His storylines are repetitive. The matches are boring. All this, right? They wanted Cody so badly. Then we got Cody. Then it was the same thing for Cody. Oh, he's boring. His character's not fun. Yeah, we miss Roman Reigns. Now John Cena's the champion. Oh my God, man, we miss Cody as champion. This heel turn's terrible. Like it's awful. It's gonna happen with every champion.
When Cody wins that title back, Super Cody. Oh my gosh, got to give it to Cody again. Hulk Hogan. Like, come on, man.
It's a repetitive cycle with every top champion or
not just champion though. Not just champion. This like shows itself. I feel like people they just like to hate. So like they don't complain about every single thing. Now, granted, there are some things you could complain about, but it's like a lot of shit be kind of forced. Like shit that you shouldn't complain about.
When something is good, you either glaze too much or you hate too much in this era. You know what I mean? It's one of the other. You either glazing too much or you hating too much. If something's good, I'm not gonna say that it's bad to me. And if it's bad, then I'm not gonna talk about how it's good. It's bad. You know what I mean? Like it's
like, God forbid we actually express how we like or dislike a show. God forbid.
Yeah. God forbid we have our own opinions.
And it's not the thing about it, though. Some people don't have their own opinion, though. Some people Some people see what other people are saying and they don't think for themselves and they just go with it like, oh yeah, it's bad. Nigga, like have your own opinion.
Just like this. One of the most annoying things I'm seeing on TikTok and wrestling Twitter is that Cody Rhodes isn't over anymore. Are you watching the shows? I mean, seriously.
You see that?
I saw a post. This is somebody else I blocked on Twitter yesterday. Somebody shared a video of Cody's introduction at Money in the Bank, and it wasn't a pop of 3 years ago, but there's certainly no boos, and I think everyone there was cheering. It was just a smaller crowd. And they shared it and was like, oh, yeah, y'all live seeing what I've been saying for 3 years. Cody ain't really over. He's an overexposed babyface. I know. Listen, there's one thing when you want to call somebody out and there's credence to it, like me digging into Triple H here in 2 minutes because I'm about to explode if I don't get to dig into Triple H. But you can't decide your theory and then create your hypothesis to match. You have to have proof that leads to the idea that you believe in. If you're trying to fit things that aren't happening, it's like fitting a circle peg into a square hole. It's not going to work. Like if you want to say you're not paying attention and you believe what you believe, that's fine. Do whatever you want. You're a human being with free will, but don't throw something in my face. Don't throw shit in my face and tell me it's chocolate pudding. That's not how life works.
People don't know how to separate the bias too. Like when certain people that they don't like only people that have an issue with Cody Rhodes, people who just don't like Cody Rhodes. Honestly, I'm convinced at this point. They just don't like Cody Rhodes. And if you don't like Cody Rhodes, you don't have to. That's fine. We all like different wrestlers. But if you're really going to sit here and tell us that he's not over or he's not good or this, then you're just lying to yourself at that point. You're trying to convince yourself that he's not as good as you make him out to be. You're trying to convince yourself.
And on the flip side, and I'm not trying to be devil's advocate today, but I might be unintentionally.
You might end up.
Flip side, same thing with Logan Paul.
Somebody said Logan Paul.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like same thing with Logan Paul. There's a lot of people that like, oh, Logan Paul not good, Logan Paul not this, and I'm like, I mean, no, he ain't elite, but we're not gonna sit here and act like that man isn't doing. He's doing good work right now. Like you can say what you want.
He's good, but he's good, but he's not great. He's not great.
Right. But niggas be talking like he ass.
He's not complete dog shit, but. He shouldn't be in the main event.
But if you're because he's not great,
shut up, Donnie.
And people hate him, they're gonna be OD with it and drop him down.
Yeah, they're gonna try to drop.
No, he's not horrible. To say he's horrible is pushing it.
But I know Jay turned his camera.
He's not. He's not horrible, but he's not in the elite level. You know what I mean?
I don't think he's the main event.
He's like in the middle. He's good. He's good. He's decent.
He's good for somebody that's new to this. That's why I base him on what his experience is. Yeah. With his experience, he's good for what he is. But to me, what he is right now, keep him out of the main event.
So Mo, until Jay come back. So Mo, until Jay come back, right?
Yes, sir.
We talk about Logan Paul. I agree with you. He's not great. He's good for what he is right now, right? You've heard like Miz and other people talk about how he took to this business well, but he's not here all the time. He barely started that little full-time thing. Well, sorry, who's doing that? Wait. Mo, I will ask later.
Yeah, I'll get to it later.
Jay.
Oh, he really about to go crazy? It's crazy.
Please, the floor is yours, my God, because I am.
No, by all means, you guys finish your point.
No, just because Donnie, look, just so you know, Donnie, when we gave Jay the do-rag, so when he puts on the do-rag,
what the fuck?
I'm going to eat and enjoy this. Go ahead. I'm about to eat and enjoy this.
Hey,
wait! Can I see the durag first without the hat?
Yeah. Hold on.
Durag.
Durag.
What the fuck? No, this is crazy. Wait, it ain't even tied right.
It don't need to be tied right. It don't need to be tied right.
This is the greatest character in no-name wrestling history.
Okay.
Triple H, you big-nosed, bald fraud. You are a liar. You are a liar. It is one thing to make poor booking decisions. It is one thing to steal Wrestlemania from a city and just give it to somebody else because they paid you more money, even though you're one of the most profitable entertainment businesses in the world. It is one thing to release someone and call it budget constraints, even though your ring is plastered in 10 different sponsors, and pretty soon Roman Reigns is going to have a fucking Marlboro tattoo across his ass. They want to plaster every empty space on the screen with an advertisement. The one thing you are not going to do is gaslight me You fucking big nose bald motherfucker. You are a liar. Do not try and tell me that R-Truth's release was part of the story. No, it was not. You let TKO pressure you into releasing one of the most beloved veterans on your roster at the altar of saving a few bucks. And when you instantly realized that we were going to hijack every show you had until R-Truth was brought back, you decided to fix that. To your credit, you did fix it. But don't lie to me and tell me, it's all a part of the story. You just have to watch. Speak of the devil. And I've seen this sentiment all over TikTok and Twitter the past 24 hours. By no means is this an original thought, but it is definitely one that I agree with. What more does LA Knight have to do? So don't sit there at your fucking what's supposed to be a non-kayfabe press conference and sit there and tell me, you got to let the story play out. You never know what's going to happen. My wife pays all my bills with her big fucking purse. LA Knight has done everything that you have asked him to do for the past 3 years. He went toe-to-toe with Roman Reigns, who at the time was the most popular star on your roster and got bigger cheers than him. He went out there and won your stupid gimmick battle royal. He goes out there and he put over Shinsuke for whatever stupid reason that none of us have yet to figure out at this point. If you weren't going to do it 3 years ago, if you weren't going to do it last year, and if you're not going to do it this year, I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. And that's bullshit. That's bullshit because LA Knight's not getting any younger. He's already in his 40s. And eventually you're gonna make the excuse of, oh, he's too old. He's not the future. We can't give him the money in the bank. And now your money in the bank briefcase is a story development tool only. Once again, just like I said it was 2 years ago. And last year, you tomfoolered me, Triple H. You fooled me. You threw me for a loop, and you made me believe for a hot second that you were bringing the money in the bank back to what it was and back to what it should be. A tool for promising mid-carders to get to the next level. Now let's put it on a guy who would go into the Hall of Fame tomorrow who retired. A guy who's definitely going to fail his cash-in because Roman or CM Punk's definitely going to cost him that bit. And let's throw another Money in the Bank story at the altar of nothing. Nothing. So Triple H, do whatever you want. Book whatever you want. But don't sit there and lie to me, you big nose bald fraud. I'm done.
Go ahead, Mo.
Go ahead, Mo.
I've been waiting to unleash, like Skip Bayless would say, since yesterday. And I rewatched the show this morning. And I'm gonna preface this so chat doesn't lose their minds because I'm gonna say a certain phrase and they're gonna tune out and stop listening. I have spent the last 2.5 weeks watching every single Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Every single one. And most of them are good to elite. I'd say 80% of them are good to elite. Out of the 16 Money in the Bank pay-per-views that they've ever done, this ends up at the bottom 5. Now, I want to preface this, but I also want to say, I don't think this was a bad show. The only bad Money in the Bank pay-per-views they've ever done were 2017 and 2020. So just get that out the way. This was not a bad show. But I'm sorry, I cannot allow good booking decisions to justify mostly mid. So, I'll break it down. The women's Money in the Bank ladder match had its moments. There was too many moments where they took forever to set up a spot, and it took me out of the match.
Yeah.
Though, I'm happy Naomi won. She was the correct winner. We're good there. Move on. Correct. Dom versus Octagon Jr., you could have left that off the show.
Yeah.
Could have left that off the show.
That could have been
but everybody wanted 5 matches.
I'll get to that. Give me a second. I'll get to that. Becky and Lyra, great match, once again.
Yeah.
By the way, my mute list on Twitter is pushing 1,500 because of you idiots that like to say Becky Hogan. Benched, get off my shit. But yeah, no complaints there. I don't have a problem with Becky winning, and and Lyra looked good in defeat. Cool.
Here we go.
Men's Money in the Bank. Time to tear this apart.
Here we go.
Number 1, I think it's a good match. I think it's a good match. I don't think there's such thing as a bad Money in the Bank ladder match. I think that's virtually impossible. But it had no reason to, number 1, go 33 minutes. Number two, there were too many moments where they were just standing, like Solo was in the ring by himself with a ladder. He's just standing around emoting. Climb the fucking ladder. Climb the goddamn ladder. No, no. Climb the goddamn ladder. Climb the goddamn ladder.
What's up, bro?
Climb the fucking ladder. No, I'm not hearing that. Climb the ladder.
Okay.
Number one. Number two, you dragged out this match to give me the most anticlimactic finish you could have given me. The most. Seth Rollins. I will cape for Seth Rollins all day, every day in terms of his all-time rankings. But goddamn, that was the most vanilla, safe option you could have went with. You gave a 2-time WrestleMania main eventer, a 4-time world champion, the Money in the Bank briefcase. And I feel like I know what G's going to say to defend this. Oh, LA Knight, and I'm not even the biggest LA Knight fan. LA Knight is not going to cash in on either of these champions. I guarantee you by WrestleMania next year, the title scene that we're looking at right now is going to be vastly different. There's no way the people that are currently champions now will be champions, especially the WWE champion. And there's no way we're going to have the same people going in there. The Money in the Bank, you can hold that shit up to the next Money in the Bank paper. So I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. You could have him hold the briefcase after you sacrificed it last year and actually do something with the briefcase this year. And I don't want to hear the excuse of, well, I don't really know what I would do with Money in the Bank. You have a fucking year. You have a whole fucking year to plan Money in the Bank. You know it's coming every single fucking year. You have you know it's coming. So I don't want to hear that excuse. It's the same thing with the Rumble.
And the next one's not until August, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, the next one's not till August?
Yeah. When it comes to the Rumble, you should have your Rumble winner by August. When it comes to Money in the Bank, you should have that winner planned. You should have that penciled in by like
right after
Chamber Mania. Yeah, you should have that plan. You should know what you want to do with the Money in the Bank briefcase. That should not be that much of a headache for you to sacrifice it. And I promise you, if Seth Rollins goes on to fail his cash in, I swear to God, I'm going on a Ruthless Aggression era binge. I will watch every weekly show, every pay-per-view until I'm done. I'm not watching the current product. I'm done. And then the main event, I expected it to bore me to tears. It bored me to tears until it got to near the end. And then the R-Truth thing, great moment. But outside of that, this show pissed me off.
So Mo, I do, and again, we've talked in the chat, so you know I'm not intentionally trying to be devil's advocate. Right?
Yep, I know.
But in the spirit of being devil's advocate, so I do agree with you. Yes, you should have your Money in the Bank winner planned and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
And I'm not saying this is right. But WWE, Vince or Triple H, right? So it don't matter. For years, since they introduced the women's Money in the Bank, one person cashes it in relatively within 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Right.
And the other person holds it for an eternity. Okay. Right. Now I'm not saying it's right, but that's their habit that they've been in. I can't remember the last time 2 Money in the Bank winners, even when it was just Raw and SmackDown for men's, I cannot remember the last time 2 Money in the Bank holders held it equally for a good amount of time. Right. I'm not saying it's right, but it's their tendency. Right. Now, my second point to that would be, right, I get you with the sense of like you can hold it for forever. But, and this is where I've always said for years that Triple H is a petty individual. I'm convinced he watches No Name because I don't need to get into that. So I'm pretty sure he watched for a year straight all of you shit on Damian Priest holding that briefcase for forever and a day. Y'all, granted, it turned out great, but they shitted on Damian Priest holding that briefcase for forever and a day. I was the only one up here defending it.
I'll let you finish.
On a weekly basis, I defended that. I'm like, nah, chill. There's a plan. Because with the same arguments you just said right here. Mm-hmm. The world title scene, Seth Rollins had barely won it, right? That was like the introduction of it. So we knew he was going to hold it for a minute. Right? Mm-hmm. But I was like, we don't know what that title scene is going to look like. All we knew was that he wasn't cashing in on Roman or Cody. That's all we knew. We knew that wasn't happening. Right? But everything I said, you can literally just, here you go. Like, here's the plan. And he did it word for word, bar for bar. And y'all were not on board with it until the cash-in happened. But even the weeks prior when I told you, hey, don't forget about Damian Priest. I'm not trying to hear that. Hey, y'all were saying might as well just redefend it at the next Money in the Bank. That was the ideas y'all was giving me. So Triple H,
which is crazy in hindsight.
Yeah, which is crazy. We look at Triple H and we know he's very much aware of what goes on the internet. That's a petty individual.
Oh, no doubt.
narcissistic ego. That press conference, Jade, kind of going to you as well. That press conference, I was like, wow, this is literally the most narcissistic, egotistical answer you ever could have gave.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing wrong with saying we were wrong. There's nothing wrong with that.
Or we listened. Just say we heard you. We hear you.
And the thing is, you want to know how I know it's not hard? Y'all made a whole fucking documentary on listening to the fans with Cody Rhodes. Y'all made a whole documentary saying, yeah, we fucked up. A whole documentary, right? So my thing is specifically because I know this all started on Triple H. Triple H, yes, sure. That was the crazy. That press conference was probably the craziest example I've seen
insane.
Of you like just straight gaslighting. Like that was straight gaslighting. People, please don't let anybody in your relationship gaslight you the way Triple H is trying to gaslight us. Please, right? It's men's mental health awareness. Please don't let nobody gaslight you like that, right? So Triple H, that was crazy, right? But I look at like this Money in the Bank because Jade, I've been saying it. Seth Rollins, if CM Punk didn't let Drew McIntyre win that world title, hey, he gave him a chance to win Money in the Bank. Then once he did it, what happened to CM Punk right away? Cost him. If he didn't let Drew McIntyre do it, y'all think he finna let Seth do it? And the amount of people that don't see it, me personally, right? I'm not trying to call all of you out, but the amount of people that don't see it, I'm genuinely convinced y'all don't watch week-to-week product. They just got laid out on Monday Night Raw. If I'm being honest,
I see it.
If I'm being honest, that SmackDown before Money in the Bank, I thought that was one of the best go-home shows they've done for a pay-per-view in a long time. Yeah. Because now you have Seth Rollins and his goons literally terrorizing SmackDown. If Roman, or I think it's going to be CM Punk. I don't think Roman coming back for a minute. But CM Punk literally just got laid out. Got laid out. There's no way he's not casting him. So that's why I didn't think Seth Rollins was going to win. Right? And this will be my final point. And that's why I didn't think he was going to win. Because I just knew. I was like, CM Punk, there you go. Right? Like, boom, it's easy.
Right.
Now, with LA Knight, because of the participants in the match, I felt he was the only one to win. But I'm one of those people that once you didn't give it to him in 2023, I was kind of off that. I was like, LA Knight world champion. I was kind of done with that. I was like, well, you had your chance. Oh, well, maybe. We'll see. Because Seth Rollins, right? I don't think he's going to win that world title, but you got Seth Rollins, Jey Uso still the champion. You got Gunther kind of hanging around there, right? LA Knight's a babyface, so he's not going to cash in on Jey Uso, right? And even on his own brand, he could try to cash in on Cena, but I have a good feeling he's going to be like, oh, I'm a ruin wrestling. Boom, failed Money in the Bank. Failed Money in the Bank cash in. I could easily see that too.
I could see
that, unfortunately. So, and when Cody wins that thing back, unless he's a heel, I would have had to wait till next year's WrestleMania to see how we do this with LA Knight, right? But Naomi's holding it for a while, so I don't think, you know what I mean? Like, I just felt like LA Knight at that point, like, yeah, you're in it. And I was shocked Aleister Black didn't qualify. When he won that match, I was like, oh, okay, it's in LA. I guess that's why you did it. Okay, cool. Like, fine. But yeah, I didn't believe LA Knight regardless, but nevertheless, you put him in a position where it's like he should be the winner, and then you didn't pull the trigger. The LA Knight at this point is 2024 Jey Uso with a better U.S. title run, a better mid-card title run, because you keep putting him right there, but you're never really pulling the trigger. And then what I think is going to happen, and I said this in chat, Jade, I don't know if you saw it. I would not be surprised if they did the same thing they did this year, and they have him win the Rumble, and then watch everybody on Twitter go fucking nuclear. And switch up on LA Knight because he's not that great in ring. He's not that great in ring. I mean, he's good. He can give me a good match, but he's not like that, right? And they're gonna be like, oh, he's just a catchphrase. He's just a the exact same way they switched on Jey Uso. That's exactly what they're gonna do.
Here's what I'll say about the Damian Priest comparison. I hear your point on that. We did do that.
Right.
But I think it was more so a case of
real quick
Damian
when you
Priest.
say we, I just hold on. I need to clarify this. I've said this before. My issue was never the link. My favorite Money in the Bank reigns of all time are Dolph, Seth, and Carmella, and they held it for a year and a day. My problem was not the link. My problem was by that point, I had given up on the Money in the Bank. He proved me wrong by doing it right with the cash in. I've said that before. My issue was not with the link. I had just given up on it as a prospect. So when you say my problem was completely different.
Jade's in his own world.
Yeah, I feel you. No, but basically, it's kind of like the thing of, okay, Priest, like Rollins, he keeps getting beat up and laid out, and you never just pull up and cash in. We were mostly just looking at him like an idiot. And so by the time we got to Mania, it was kind of like, all right, we're off that, right? But my thing is this, bro. Wasting the Money in the Bank to add fuel to a fire that's already burning is fucking stupid. It's dumb. I'm sorry. I understand. Y'all can tell me again. I understand why they did it last year. I don't like it. I don't give a fuck. I don't like it because there was already way more than enough fire burning, no pun intended, between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. I don't care. So doing it 2 years in a row, I'm out. I'm not doing that. So I'll be watching Dynamite.
I'll defend last year's a little bit because I didn't hate how they did it last year because it's just a little different. So LA Knight for 3 years now has been in the Money in the Bank and has gone 0-3. Now, I'll give him a pass on the first one because at that point, he was really over, but he hadn't won the mid-card title yet. He hadn't really been developed as far as, excelling further and further. He was just really popular at that time frame. Okay, cool. You want to develop him more, give him the mid-card title? Cool. I am giving him the pass last year because even though he was in the Money in the Bank, we were still focused on him beating Logan Paul for the U.S. Championship. So we kind of knew that was his end goal right there. Like, he needs to be the guy to beat Logan Paul. So if he doesn't win the Money in the Bank, we knew that was the direction for him, and they went there. Cool. But now he's been in the mid-card. He's done that. He's still been consistently popular for almost 3 years now. He was the one guy in the match looking at, like, this is going to take him up to the next level. That's what the concept of the Money in the Bank is for. It doesn't always work out that way, as we've seen sometimes. And I don't expect it to work out that way at all times. But guys like Edge, CM Punk, guys like RVD, guys like Seth Rollins, all their first world championships came from that Money in the Bank briefcase, and they were able to level up to that main event scene. This would have been the shot for LA Knight. This was it right here. Now, I'm not going to say that it won't ever happen for him because I thought it would never happen for Jey Uso, and then he turned around and won the Royal Rumble, went on to WrestleMania to become champion. So I'm not going to fully say it won't happen for him. But if Jey Uso can win a Royal Rumble match where Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, and John Cena are all
eliminated John Cena,
and then go to WrestleMania and not only beat Gunther but tap
him out,
one of the most dominant superstars in the company for the last 6 years. Y'all can't convince me LA Knight couldn't win a briefcase and cash in on any champion right now in WWE.
Bingo.
He can cash on John Cena. He can cash in on Seth Rollins. He can cash in on Jey Uso. It don't matter who the champion is. He can cash in on Gunther at this point. I saw him tap out of WrestleMania to Jey Uso.
I mean,
LA Knight was like the guy who, and he still can level up, eventually maybe, but it's like Triple H is playing the waiting game, but how much longer you want people to wait? That's the thing. You're taking a huge risk. And eventually, if you're continuing to put people in these positions and in these spots where you're getting the fans' hope up and you're hoping that, this person can win so we can see them finally move on and excel further and further, and they continue to fail, that's how you get baby faces killed. That's how people give up on individuals. Braun Strowman is the perfect example I always use every time on the pod. How many times are you going to have him face Brock Lesnar for him not to actually beat Brock Lesnar for the title? And then people gave up on him. And then when he finally won the championship, he was a replacement for Roman Reigns, who didn't want to be a part of the show due to the pandemic, and people didn't care about Braun Strowman being the champion at the time anymore. It was 3 years too late at this point. It was like here you go. We messed up 3 years ago. We'll just give you the championship, and when Roman comes back, we're going to make him the champion, which they did. They literally created – what other superstar do you know gets a pay-per-view created a week after SummerSlam just so they can hand him the championship? It's never happened before in the history of wrestling. I've never seen it happen before in WWE. They pretty much were telling us that Roman's going to be our champion, but you hold it until he's ready to come back, if he wants to come back at that point.
At this point, I'm looking at LA Knight. And Donnie, I'm sorry, I know we need to get you in here. You can jump in here.
I'm going to do your thing, man. I got you.
Just to piggyback off of that, I can't see how Triple H doesn't look at LA Knight, how popular he is, how much better he's gotten, and not see the reflections of Rusev, Cesaro, Shinsuke, all of these guys that waited too long. They waited too long to pull the trigger. And Malik's absolutely right. It's not like we give up on the guy. We give up on the fact or the possibility that they're ever going to do anything with him. That's the reason Shinsuke went from the Royal Rumble to tag teaming with Rick Boogs. That's the reason why we went from Rusev Day to Rusev and Lana versus Lashley. That's the reason we went from the Cesaro section to whatever the hell Cesaro was doing towards the end of his reign. He had that one good feud with Rollins, but you understand my point. When you don't strike while the iron is hot, like you did with the Jey Uso, by the way, eventually that momentum just runs out. Cody Rhodes is an anomaly. Cody Rhodes is the exception, not the example, to how consistently a person can stay over with the crowd. Cody stands out amongst a lot of people who had the crowd's attention at one point, but because WWE never struck the iron while it was hot, that flame just faded away. It happens, and it's happening to LA Knight, and it just makes me sad.
Sometimes it's doable to do the right thing. Like Seth Rollins, I understand why he would win it, but he was the one guy in the match who needed it the least.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't need it more than LA Knight.
Yeah.
And if they're going to sacrifice the Money in the Bank briefcase again for a storyline that doesn't need it, it's already personal enough. Like last year, like I said, I give it last year because we already saw him cost Drew McIntyre twice. So that was kind of like expected, you know what I mean? But and it's the fact too that CM Punk wasn't in the Money in the Bank because of Seth Rollins. So you would expect him to show up to try to prevent this guy at least from winning it, at least try to prevent it, from happening. He wasn't even in the building. Didn't even show his presence. So I feel like if they wanted Seth, which we all kind of expected the end goal for Seth to get the title shot or eventually, they could have, honestly, I would have just had him win King of the Ring. I would have been okay. And they could have had the title match at SummerSlam. And they could have built off that, you know what I mean? At least LA Knight would have had the Money in the Bank, and they could, like I said, you got a whole year to do something with that. The landscape changes in a year, and Money in the Bank's not until August next year. So you got now until after SummerSlam to plan this out. So there's just different things they could have did with it. But I told y'all this on the pod before. I think it was maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. It's a consistent pattern every year, and they continue to do it. WWE, every year when Money in the Bank comes around, they always give you one person that the fans really want to see win, and then they always pick somebody that they really want to see hold that briefcase, somebody that they want to see win. They do it every single year. People were vouching for Naomi this year. Okay, we'll give you Naomi. She deserves it. People were vouching for it. We'll give it to you. But for the other Money in the Bank, we're going to do somebody else instead of LA Knight. We're going to give it to Seth Rollins, a guy who's already established and a guy who doesn't need the Money in the Bank. He's bigger than the Money in the Bank. Like, I miss the days where the Money in the Bank meant that it could possibly create mid-carders moving up to the main event scene. That was the whole concept of it. That's why we came up on here many times and we, bash Austin Theory's Money in the Bank cash in because he cashed in on a mid-card title. That's not what the Money in the Bank was for. On the mid-card title?
Well, there was an open challenge.
We get at the time that Roman was the champion, and we didn't expect Austin Theory to beat Roman. But at least if he had cashed in on Roman and lost, okay, we can understand that. At least you tried. You tried to cash in on the world champion. You're telling me you have the briefcase and you're just going to go down to the mid-card title and a cash in. He didn't even need to cash it in. It's an open challenge. I'd have had you. Could have just walked out and got a free match for the championship. Said, I'm going to cash in the briefcase. And then still lost. He still lost. So I just feel like if they're going to use the Money in the Bank as a prop to elevate another storyline that doesn't need to get more personal than it already is, I just feel like that's a waste of a cash in. Now, I'm actually going to say I don't think Seth is going to have a failed cash in, though. I think he's actually going to win the championship.
I
think CM Punk is going to try to cost him, but it's not going to work, though.
That's what I was thinking, too.
Because I think that's what's going to happen.
I'd be okay with that.
I think Punk and Sammy are going to try to cost him, but they've been building up this group so as dominant and everything. He got Braun Strowman and Braun Breaker. I think they're going to try to stop him from doing it, but they're going to fail. And Seth Rollins.
Well, right now, are they outnumbered?
Wait, question. Where's Roman going to fit in all this, though?
I mean, they're outnumbered 3-2. It's only Punk and Sammy fighting right now.
Oh, so then Roman is the third man.
And that's what I was going to say. But I don't think Roman's going to show up yet. You know what I mean? And even
you don't think so?
I mean,
I don't think he's going to show up just yet.
Because this is what I would do. If I had the pin, I'd pay Roman whatever the fuck I need to pay him to make him show up to work.
Yeah, if those stories are true, fuck that, by the way, TKO. Don't make me just... I'm not going to do rag back on.
He deserves his money.
Oh, my God. That is so stupid. Sorry.
But what I would do... Oh, you good. Now, what I would do I basically do that where Punk and Sammy try to cost him. We have Roman try to stop him, but he accidentally cost Jay. He accidentally cost Jay the one world title he finally got after all that fucking abuse, after all that time, after never getting an apology from Roman. And that starts his whole little thing because there's still that little bit of tension there.
So
and then Seth Rollins was the world heavyweight champion.
So who be the heel and like you risking?
You don't have to run that match back, but I'm saying like I would have Roman get involved somewhere in this and benefit Seth in the long run because Seth would have the world heavyweight title.
I would just do it where Roman just doesn't show up. Like he just have Sammy and Punk try to do it, and then when Roman comes back, they could just point the finger at him like, bro, you ain't been here, man. We trying to stop these dudes from taking it. Basically, what Seth Rollins is doing right now is about to be like the new bloodline, I guess you could say. He's gonna be the champion.
Yeah, that
he got his two guys. He's got his two guys around him. He's got Paul Heyman. Like, you know, I get that concept. That's why I don't think he's gonna have a failed cash. And I think that's
but I look at it like Roman. I get you not used to losing, but like every time you take a loss, you can't take 7 months off. Like, every time you take a loss, like you can't take 7 months off, right? No. Like, and the first time I got it, you deserved it. You brought this company back through the dark ages of COVID and the pandemic era. So I'll give you your flowers for that.
Prince, that's exactly what happened with AJ.
But like this one, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But for me, I feel like if Jey Uso, I feel like he's in the same spot as Damian Priest, but just a little different because he didn't have the backlash of losing the World Heavyweight Championship title match 3 times before you finally won it, and then tapping out one of the best wrestlers in the world. Let's be real, an unbelievable tap out. Like, there's no world you will ever make me convinced that the way Jey Uso was presented up until that moment should be tapping out Gunther. Ilya, I could get with that. Gunther, no. But
they told that story.
They told that story. When I look at Jey Uso, I think he's in the same spot as Damian Priest. And Damian Priest, it worked out for him. But I think with Damian Priest's title reign, we were just kind of like, okay, when is it over? And then once we heard Gunther was going to be in the King of the Ring, we were like, well, when does Gunther take it? You know what I mean? And I feel like here, everybody's kind of doing that with Jey Uso, especially when Seth made this group and he won at Mania. It was kind of like let's see how. And I think that, in my opinion, because Jey Uso's more, I guess, popular and marketable in WWE than Damian Priest was, I think they might want to extend this title reign a little longer. Like, to SummerSlam or past.
So I think so too. And Donnie, let me get my prediction out here, and then I want you to react to both because mine feeds in out of G's. I think we're all overcomplicating it a little bit because here's my prediction. For one, they don't hype up a world title match on a weekly show just because it's going to be a banger of a match, and that's not why they hype up world title matches on weekly shows. So if you think tomorrow that match is going to go by with 0 shenanigans, I got bad news for you, pal. You might want to reconsider. So there's definitely going to be shenanigans tomorrow. I don't think you have to involve Roman or Punk. You can have them try and fail because Bronson and Braun Breaker get in the way, right? And that pays off for Seth. That's the whole reason he had them. I think it's very simple how you do this because what kind of match did Seth Rollins turn it into the last time he cashed in?
A triple threat.
A triple threat. And Seth Rollins has shown a pattern of behavior in his character work that if one thing worked in the past, he's going to try that thing again. So I think it's very possible he cashes in tomorrow, turns that match into a triple threat. He goes back and forth with Gunther, eventually hits the stomp. His body gives out, and then from out of nowhere, here comes Uso with the splash. 1, 2, 3. Rollins gets pinned because he can. He doesn't have to. He can eat a loss. It doesn't matter. And now you've got a fresh triple threat set up for whenever you want to do it down the road that can involve all 3 of them.
I see that vision. It makes me sick.
But listen, we're in a position right now that we shouldn't even be in. We shouldn't be having to make these predictions because Rollins shouldn't have that damn briefcase in the first place. So there is no perfect prediction here, but I think there is definitely a scenario where Punk and Zayn get equalized by Reed and Breaker, but then the events of the match play out so that Rollins gets pinned and fails the catch. And then that makes Rollins even more pissed off, and obviously that continues his story of trying to, oh, you dastardly baby faces, you know.
I just feel like though, I don't know that just doesn't make Seth look good for me. Like if he can't, the way I'm looking at it, if he can't cash in a Money in the Bank successfully with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker by his side, I'm like,
but if they've chased Punk and Zayn into the back, right? Because that's what they're there for.
Yeah, that's
so. If they chase him in the back, then that's different. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's how I think. How Jay predicted it is how I think it's gonna happen. It's just I think Roman is coming out. If it's just Punk and Seth and they kind of in Punk, you know, and all that, OTC return. Because mind you, and I'm with Jade on this, the fact that they announced it for a Raw when you needed 5 matches, it was right there. It literally could have been right there on Money in the Bank, right? The fact that they announced it for Raw let me know, okay. At first I was like, I smell a DQ finish because Gunther and Seth had their little interaction. And I was like, maybe Seth might take that the wrong way, blah, blah, blah. But once he won Money in the Bank, well, I thought Punk was going to cast him regardless. But
yeah, I think we're forgetting a factor too, though. I can still got to remember Goldberg coming back at some point too. So
okay,
they haven't said. Far. Yeah, I was like, this might be a little too far. I don't see
Saturday night's main event in Atlanta.
No. Goldberg. I think Goldberg is gonna come back, but not during this match. Not during this match.
Go ahead, Donnie.
I had a simple question. Who y'all think gonna win the King of the Ring shit then?
I gotta see who's in it.
I gotta see.
I gotta see who's in it because it's not Gunther, it's not Seth, Cody's not in it.
I'm holding out hope. My one last hope.
I would put it past Cody.
He's
the only guy I can think of realistically.
Who's that?
Cody.
Hey yo.
Braun Breaker might be a decent choice storyline wise. I'm still holding out hope.
He's in the story with. Like Cody's really the only guy I'm looking at right now that I'm like,
where's my son, bro?
I can't see.
Take that back right now.
Wait, what happened?
I can't see anybody else.
The one thing I am sure of, though, by the way,
Cody doesn't need it. He just pinned John Cena, so he already justified to get a title rematch.
Yeah.
But
the one prediction I am sure about, though, Donnie, and I texted this to my friend last night when Naomi won the Money in the Bank, is that Jade Cargill's going to win Queen of the Ring. Jade Cargill's going to win the title at SummerSlam, and then Naomi is going to cash in and take that shit from Jade Cargill right then and there.
Or no, actually, you actually what I think she's going to do, instead, I think she's going to hit, come in, cause a DQ, and hit Jade with it. And then Tiffany's going to be upset, and then boom.
I just feel like the emotional weight it would pull for Jade Cargill, who they obviously want to be one of their top baby faces, to have held that title in her hands, right, for 10 seconds before Naomi came in and cashed. I feel like that's a lot of emotional weight that could get her over with the crowd even more. To want to recapture that.
Jade?
I think for the women, I think at this point with the story they've been telling, it's either that if it's not Jade, and this could be very much a pull out of left field. Go ahead, pull out Primera. If it ain't Jade, because I don't know who else gonna win it. If it ain't Jade, because Bianca's still injured, so she can't win it yet. I better not see Charlotte win it. She might be in the finals, but she better not win it.
I think the winner's gonna be Stephanie. That's who I think it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's Stephanie.
That would be my second choice. Yeah.
One thing, real quick, I forgot to mention in my Money in the Bank rant. They made that Money in the Bank match so fucking long, just to fill time, when you had both your women's world champions off the show.
Yeah.
Good job.
I mean, Money in the Bank. At least that's I'm not gonna talk about 2000s and early 2010s.
They haven't had.
World champions don't really compete on Money in the Bank like that.
That's not a problem.
I don't think it is.
I don't think so anymore.
I don't think so.
Not really.
Because the high, it's honestly, if you want me to keep it a buck, it's just like how I feel. I don't think you need to have every world champion on the Royal Rumble because the highlight and the focus of the show is around who's going to challenge eventually for that world title. So I don't need to have a world title match on, at least not everybody. I don't need everybody on it, right? One here, one there, cool, right? But I don't need, realistically, Io and Tiffany, it would have been a throwaway match that you could have did on the SmackDown or the Raw before. There's no story they're telling right now and no feud that they're in right now. Because all the feuds we're focused on is, I'm going to come after you after I win this Money in the Bank. That's what every story's been being told right now. So I'm not that part. I don't really trip about. I thought the match was great though. You talk about Solo was just standing there. I just watched the clip right now of everybody beating up Seth Rollins and Solo just laughing like.
Solo is hilarious. I love Solo Sikoa right now. He is so funny.
As long as
and Mo. That's the other thing I was gonna say. Because you was talking about Logan Paul, you think he's good for where he at right now, but he not all that. So how would you feel about somebody who's showing you a lot more promise as an overall package, new to this, but showing you way more promise as an overall package, giving you great in-ring work, and is undefeated?
Oh, are you talking about Jacob?
Who?
El Grande Americano, man. Stop playing with that boy. That boy is cooking.
Bean shit Starbucks. Get that nigga. Fuck it.
What the fuck was that about?
Man, hating, bro. Hating
Starbucks.
What the fuck was that about?
Fucking Starbucks. Get the fuck out of here.
Hating on greatness.
Okay, so can you tell me what your issue is with El Grande Americano, please?
It's not funny. It's not entertaining.
Hold on, you're pushing it out. Now you tripping. I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, let's strip it down.
What is the end goal? What is the point? What is the purpose? What is the point?
I don't know, but
what's the point?
Shit is
good. The whole time. That's the whole
thing. It's a character.
It's
a character change doesn't necessarily have to have a point to it. It's just a character. That's he's literally from the Gulf of America, greatest luchador of all time. That's his character.
He's cooking.
Undefeated.
Undefeated. Before WrestleMania happened, Chad Gable went down to Lucha Libre Wrestling to try to what he was trying to prevent. He was trying to stop the luchadors or something like that. Like he was beefing with Rey Mysterio and the LW at the time. So, and then the whole El Grande Americano thing happened, after that and everything. So that's how that all came about. You know what I mean? So. It's cool for what it is. It's
only thing that I genuinely tripped out about. I didn't know there was 2 Fireball ladders. I thought it was just one.
Someone on my TikTok just said it's not funny. It's just as funny as when Hogan did something similar. Yeah, pretty much.
Here's the thing that bothers me.
I hear that.
Pretty much Mr. America.
Okay, so I hear that, but then we came for El Generico.
Here are the two.
That is not the same.
Oh, that was definitely Devil's Advocate. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was like, I thought you were dead serious. I'm like,
here are the 2 things that bother me the most about the Grande Americano character. One overall, and then one just about last night. Number one overall, I feel like I'm not in a position to decide whether or not the whole character in and of itself feels a little bit racist. Even though to me it kind of does. I mean, I leave that up to people who are of that culture, right? To me, it feels a little bit racist, and the billing him from the Gulf of America feels purposefully antagonistic. I feel like it's a bit much. And then the thing that bothered me about it last night, Grande Americano being in that ladder match, as happy as I am for Gable, and he had the best spot of the night, right? And so he did great. Him being in that match is one gigantic plot hole in and of itself, because Nick Aldis has been vocal backstage that he knows that Grande Americano and Chad Gable are the same person. Chad Gable lost his qualifying match for the Money in the Bank. So why would that same man who knows they're the same person then give a qualifying match to Grande Americano for him to win it?
Different people.
It doesn't. No,
he can't prove it.
Will you please just bear with me for a goddamn second? Okay, the joke and the meme and whatever aside, please. Please, goddamn, it doesn't make any sense for someone like Aldis who knows the truth to just see that on a piece of paper and say, you know what, that tracks. That tracks. So
what's crazy, Jay? What's crazy though, Jay? This is the same company that had Ezekiel in Alliance.
That's not a main.
That's something different.
Oh, Grande Americano's a mid-carder so far.
Wait.
Wait, Mo. Mo.
Weren't niggas caping for him to win Money in the Bank, though?
Wait.
No, that was
No. Isn't Money in the Bank supposed to be a bunch of mid-carders that can go elevate to the main?
That's true. Wait. But also, what do you mean comedy?
I bet y'all cheered when Otis won. I bet y'all cheered.
Hold on. Donnie, what are you trying to say?
No, but say like, Mo, can you 100% prove that they are not the same person? They're the same person. Can you 100% prove? Can you do it? Yes or no?
Now I regret.
I hate the idea of a comedy gimmick. I hate when we use the comedy gimmick thing because there have been multiple comedy gimmicks we've taped for in this freaking world.
Yeah.
I'll drop
in terms of winning Money in the Bank.
Either Money in the Bank or getting a singles push or getting a singles push.
Who name them now?
Thursday. That was a comedy gimmick that we was taping for.
If you want to talk about a real
U.S. title, no one was saying he should win.
Hold on. If you want to talk about a real comedy gimmick, they was caping for Santino to win that chamber match, to win that world title. Everybody.
I'm not everybody then.
That Royal Rumble spot too. That Royal Rumble spot too.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Going into WrestleMania.
And the Royal Rumble.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Why?
So Mo, you telling me you wouldn't have rather have Santino win that Rumble as opposed to Alberto Del Rio?
Bro.
Mo, tell me if Iguana didn't show up.
Would I rather have dog shit or would I rather have dog shit?
Tell me if Iguana showed up.
I don't know. Edge versus Santino Marella for the World Heavyweight Championship. That moves me so much.
I mean, to be fair, in 2012 though, not bad though. Not in 2012.
In 2012. You mean to tell me you wouldn't have got more joy from
Santino versus Sheamus at WrestleMania? I'm done.
You mean to tell me you would have gotten more?
No, that wouldn't have been a better match, but
you wouldn't have talked. You're telling me you wouldn't have gotten more joy from Edge versus Santino Marella as opposed to Edge versus Alberto Del Rio, the way y'all shit on that nigga?
Bro, that's bro,
I would have
It's not good.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. They could have did the comedy character and then getting serious because he keeps getting underestimated. Niggas would have went crazy for that shit.
If you could flip it into a serious character for sure.
They could. Look, in a world and oh my gosh, El Boogie, you just said it. In a world where Nikki Ash won a Money in the Bank.
That was dog shit. Bro, I literally put on my YouTube video. Worst Money in the Bank winners, she was right there. I put it right there. She said this was stupid. She should have never won.
And you're right. But if she can do it, I don't see why. And mind you, El Grande,
I hate that argument. Can I just get this out of the way?
Also, we're also forgetting El Grande Americano. Say what you want about the character of the gimmick. Everything that everybody loved running to, why everybody hate Jey Uso. El Grande Americano like that in the ring, though. He put on bangers in the ring. He can give you. Hey, what's your favorite line, Mo? He can lead a match, and he only been here a couple months. He can lead a match.
My problem, though, is that they literally showed in the Worlds Collide pay-per-view why this whole gimmick is completely unnecessary. Chad Gable went out there with Vikingo as himself,
Chad Gable,
and went to war with a luchador and put on a banger. So that this whole story with the mask doesn't make it. No. It doesn't.
But he can't.
It's about winning. It's about winning. It's about winning. That's the whole thing.
And El Grande Americano in singles competition.
He put on the mask and lost Money in the Bank anyway. So now what?
But he didn't get paid.
It's not single. No, but it's not single.
Did he not pin AJ Styles? Did he not pin AJ Styles or CM Punk, whoever it was? Did he not pin one of them though?
He's cooking.
He pinned one of them though. You know what I mean?
To be fair, everybody pins AJ Styles today in 2025 though.
And AJ Styles still beloved, so it's
he's still a legend. He's still a legend.
So that's all I'm saying. Like
Finn Balor.
Yeah, unlike Finn Balor. Hey, but he got to win this past week though. I did a victory lap on Twitter for that.
Prince, don't you start with me. Me and you were on the same page.
Eventually, the story's going to plan out to where he's going to get unmasked or like a mask versus mask match against somebody. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would assume.
Him and Penta, hopefully.
Which is fine, but I don't know. It's just there. Again, I love Chad Gable. The Grande Americano character has had funny moments, sure. The fact that he keeps putting that fucking metal plate in his head is hilarious to me.
That shit is funny.
But again, my biggest problem is I don't have a problem with how Americano is being cooked. I don't lump myself in with the people that G is talking to right now. I don't have an overall problem with how the Americano side of Chad Gable is being looked. My only problem, it's a minute problem, again, is just the gaping logical hole that is him being involved in that match last night. And then again, just in general, the problematic things about how he's presented. Those are my two big things. But whatever gets Chad Gable on the show, because Chad Gable is one of the best in-ring professional wrestlers in the entire world, and he has been for about 10 years now. Right. So whatever gets Chad Gable on my screen, putting out bangers with folks, keep doing it.
He should be teaming up with El Grande if he's smart.
Hey, he should have beat. I'm with you, Jay, because I feel Chad Gable still should have been the one to beat Gunther. You look at what happened after with what happened after with Sammy. I'm not gonna lie. If he was just gonna drop it to Braun Breaker that quick, Chad Gable could have easily done it, and it would have been more believable because Chad Gable is shorter and he's more of an underdog at that point. So and he would have had the sentimental babyface side on him.
I feel like
I would have been with it a lot more, honestly.
With the comedy gimmicks, there's like nitpicking with the comedy. It's like picking and choosing which ones people like, especially the racist ones. If we're being honest, like there's certain racist ones that people will cape for. That was funny. If we're being honest, people won't cape for Crime Time, and that was pretty racist.
That was racist as hell. Yeah.
Go back and look at them vignettes. Very racist. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Their vignettes.
Talk about what's good in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let me get you. Like, come on,
bro. If y'all have not seen the vignettes in a while, or you don't remember, go on YouTube and look up Crime Time vignettes. This is when they were presenting them on Monday Night Raw before they got introduced. Like we didn't know who they were. Like it was just their introduction. Go watch them vignettes and then come back. One of the most racist stuff you will ever hear. But people loved Crime Time though. People was caping for it.
Fuck the vignettes. The Mexicals used to ride down to the ring on a tractor. Not even vignettes. Live, the Mexicals used to ride down to the ring on a lawnmower. So. Yeah, it's
crazy. Look like
it's crazy the kind of shit they used to get on, and this isn't as.
Bro, they literally changed Funaki into a kung fu master.
Yeah,
literally because he's Asian. They just put kung fu in front of.
Y'all remember Corwin White?
White.
That's G's favorite. That's G's favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
Don't do that, Mo, because I got hella screenshots of you right now.
I got screenshots too. You want to play that game? Do we want to play that game,
bro? You want to talk about me being racist?
Are we sending screenshots? All right, wait.
Bro, because the screenshot you're going to use, I already talked about online.
You already done put his screenshot up there. No, I'm
talking about
this is pretty bad.
He loved calling me racist.
This is pretty bad.
You want to know what it is, Mo?
What screenshot you got?
But he talked about because I said was wrong with getting
No, don't explain it now. I ain't get this, Grace. No.
I'm just gonna show the song because we've talked about it on the show, but I don't know what YouTube. I know we curse a lot, but I don't know what YouTube gonna allow and not allow. Remember when we was talking about this?
We on TikTok. So
remember we was talking about this?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Mo was like, "Why do you have to use that phrase?" And I'm like, "What's wrong with that?" I was like, "Clearly."
Malik was with me though. Why we gotta use that phrase?
There's nothing wrong with that. But that's
Malik, I sent it in the group chat. Look at the screenshot.
Bro, we can do this, bro. I'm not
gonna put it on screen, but just look at the screenshot.
Hold on, yo.
Tell me that's not nuts.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's not nuts.
No, that's crazy to me. Don't be saying that. Look,
the guy who calls me racist, Malik. Look at what I just put.
That first one is Mickey. That was not racist, bro. I just had a conversation in Spanish. That's not racist. Hold on.
No, I'm just showing you what you be doing in your chat, though.
Crazy.
But yeah, that's crazy.
Bro, nah.
This is what Mo be doing in his chat, bro.
To that point, all right, goddamn it.
This what this nigga be doing in his chat, bro.
Why'd you think that, bro? That's crazy.
To be fair, that is pretty public. I mean, anybody can go in the Discord and see it. So I mean, to be fair,
that's crazy.
But Jade,
anything
overall, though,
else?
did you enjoy it? Well, I wanted to know if Jade actually enjoyed the show, though, because I know we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, listen, you guys were in chat right after when I popped for archery. Yeah, and like Nate was dogging it, somebody else was dogging it. Like last night was, I mean, it was a perfectly middle ground WWE show. It wasn't the best Money in the Bank match or Money in the Bank pay-per-view of the last few years for sure. Again, one match had the right winner, one match had the wrong winner. Becky and Lyra was good. G is right. Dom and Octagon, that could have been on any Raw or any SmackDown. But and then the tag team match, storytelling wise, was great. And by the end of it, they had me hooked. And then obviously going out on a high note with Ron Killings or R-Truth coming back. So I mean, if I was rating it 1 to 5 stars, I'd probably give it a solid 3 stars. Like I don't think it was terrible for sure. But I was a little bit surprised that Nate was dogging it as hard as he was in chat last night. I wasn't sure where he was coming from with that.
It was an okay show.
I gave it a 4. Personally.
Dumb stuff.
I will say though.
Well, you gave it a 4 out of what? Like 4 to 5?
Yeah.
That's
I will say though, the whole R-Truth situation, which they said he's coming back as Ron Kellen, so he's not going to be R-Truth anymore.
Right?
So
yeah, that's what the merch says.
I'm expecting him to be a more serious character. If I see him come out with that, I don't know if y'all saw him.
John Cena stole his innocence, man.
I don't know if y'all saw him in TNA or if y'all are familiar with him and back then when he used to come out with the camouflage and stuff like that. But I hope he bring out that camouflage bulletproof vest. That's what I need. And the old theme song, the What's Up theme song. Not the one that he got now. Bring back the What's Up theme song. But what we did for R-Truth, that's what the internet really should be used for.
Yeah.
Good. The better of the good. People spoke up and they voiced and said, no, what y'all did to R-Truth is not right. It's wrong. Same thing with the Cody situation. You can't have Cody win the Royal Rumble and then just push him out of the main event spot.
Yep. And
you were telling that story to us for 2 years. You can't do that. It even goes back further and further. Remember the whole Matt Hardy Lita Edge situation when they fired Matt Hardy? Before the social media was even
crazy work. Yeah.
And the fans said, bro, y'all can't do Matt Hardy like that. Y'all got to bring him back. Y'all can't do him that way. That's not right.
Like how he get cheated on and y'all fired him.
He got fired.
Yeah, like that was crazy.
Yeah, Edge got rewarded. Matt Hardy that way, man. Y'all got to bring Matt Hardy back. It's only right to do that.
Edge won the feud and wins the WWE title, bro.
I mean, that was kind of expected because he already had the Money in the Bank and everything. But it's like the fact he got fired. It's like you can't do that, bro. That's not right.
Just because he complained on his blog. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, like that's not right.
To be fair, the nigga got cheated on.
The right thing to do is to give him a job back and bring him back. Same thing with R-Truth. R-Truth at this stage, he doesn't really have to get a big major push, but just by him getting fired showed you how much love R-Truth has in the community. Not only just by the fans, but his peers. Like R-Truth is like one of the most beloved guys in the locker room. You need veterans like that. You need people like that in the locker room that people enjoy to work with. People enjoy being around. You can't just get rid of people like that. You know what I mean? That's not right.
To be fair, though, but you're right. You're right about when wrestling fans get behind something that is just undoubtedly, inarguably the right thing. They can do special things. I think, though, if it was just the crowd, right? I personally don't know if they would have given R-Truth his voice, his job back. I think it was the reported stress it was causing with the people backstage. I think Triple H looked at how positive the backstage environment had been for the last 2 years, and I think he saw it dipping because I think he knew they went one line too far and they overcorrected. They corrected it. That's number one. But number two, just to address your total point, and I've said this before, I think I was in a rock band in Arkansas 11 years ago, and we were heavy in our live touring schedule right around the time that they were building up to WrestleMania in 2014 when Daniel Bryan did what he did. And literally every bar we played at, every show we played at, every line of people that were waiting to see us play at bars or clubs or whatever, everywhere we went, yes, unprompted. So when WWE fans, wrestling fans in general, when they latch onto something and it catches wildfire like that, it's special. Like Kofi Mania is another example. Becky in 2019 is another example. WWE fans and wrestling fans in general realize when WWE is about to make a mistake or when they have already made a mistake. And every once in a while, we're able to get them to flip that switch and change their mind. So I wish we could do that for everybody, right? Because Dakota Kai didn't deserve to get fired either, right? So, I mean, there's any number of people I wish we could do that for. But the fact is, R-Truth's release impacted the locker room too. And I think that combined with the crowd, I think they made the right decision in bringing him back for sure.
How do y'all feel about, I mean, I've seen a lot of people, so I guess there's two things I want to talk about. WrestleMania back in Vegas again. How we feel about that?
I hate that it seems like it got ripped from New Orleans, which none of us were in the meetings, right? We don't know how those meetings went.
By the way, they did say New Orleans was still going to get a WrestleMania.
Right. So maybe the people of New Orleans that were involved in that decision are happy with how it worked out. Have they ever done WrestleMania back-to-back at the same place ever?
Not since
WrestleMania 4 and 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
So honestly, I don't know how to feel about this. I mean, I guess it really just depends on if because right now it doesn't feel like we're heading towards a very good WrestleMania. Triple H has got a lot of course corrections to make.
Not to mention that, I don't know, man. That crowd was hot mid this WrestleMania.
It was. You're right.
Facts,
yeah. So it's got to have a better crowd. But if it does have an awesome crowd, and if the booking ends up being good, we probably won't think twice about the fact that it was at the same place twice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't look at it that serious. Like, it's just a venue at the end of the day. Like, Vegas is a nice place to go to. It's just expensive, you know. I mean, if you can afford it.
That's why I'm not going anymore. I was going to go to 42.
Yeah, I mean, it's expensive, but I mean, if you can afford it, then by all means, Vegas is a nice place to visit. It's a nice tourist place. A lot of things to do, but with how WrestleMania was this year, the crowd was very hot mid, and the prices overall, it's just so expensive. You know what I mean? Like, maybe.
To be honest, the last couple New Orleans crowds have been very mid too, so I'm not sure we would have been.
Well, to be fair, when you have a WrestleMania like WrestleMania 34, there's not much to cheer.
30 was all right. 34.
Yeah. 30 was cool.
Yeah, the 30 crowd was cool. 34, but 34.
I don't blame you.
There ain't much to cheer for when your main event is Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think 30 to me though too. I think they used all their energy at the start of the show and the end of the show with the Daniel Bryan stuff. And everything in the middle, everyone was just gassed.
Because they were quiet for Brock and Undertaker.
Yeah. Pretty good. People were hyped for that
one. Yeah, I guess so. But for a lot of that show, you could have heard a pin drop in that arena. It was pretty quiet.
I just feel like they need to, I don't know. I mean, there's only certain places they can really go for Mania, right? Because you can't go to the cold venues, you know, when they have no roof on the stadium, right? So you can't go to a Chicago or, you know, a Green Bay or whatever, like some of the big stadiums that are important. But I don't know. I feel like them going back-to-back years in Vegas, it's probably a money thing, a business thing. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not
in the for sure a money thing.
I don't know the aspects of it.
Don't forget TKO is based out of Vegas too, so I'm sure that has
TKO is based out of Vegas. All the big UFC events are based out of Vegas as well. So I mean, I get that. I get the business aspect, but it could also hurt, you know, maybe like the bids in the future. Like, you know, there's bidding wars for WrestleMania every year. So it's like, you know, are we just going to go to Vegas for the money every year? That's what we're going to do.
Well, I think the thing, like, again, we say that, right? And I'm not defending it because, especially, you know, hearing from my guy Trent and how things were, like, Vegas is already a tourist place. There's only two things you go to do in Vegas. And you didn't start doing the second one till like a couple years ago. Right, you go to watch Raiders games, and you go to gamble, and before that, it was just you went to gamble, right? That's why you went to Vegas.
It's also kind of become a family destination. Like they've expanded their families can go there too.
And right, but like the first thing you think of is Vegas is the casino.
Right. No, I know casinos,
right, and that's we always talk about we donate into Vegas every time somebody bets, so you got gambling and stuff. So that's what they are. So I understand from a business why they jacked up the prices because they know the only reason we're about to get all these people here is for this WrestleMania. So we're going to pay a lot for WrestleMania, and then we're going to up these charges to get our profit back. Yeah. I get it from a business standpoint. As a fan, obviously, I don't agree with it. Obviously, you want it to be affordable, right? But in their minds, well, we're going to sell out this bitch regardless. Like, people are, and bluntly stated, it's become cool again for famous people to be there. I have never seen more famous people at a regular Raw and SmackDown in whatever city they in that I've seen since WrestleMania 39. Not even going to say 38. Since WrestleMania 39. I have never seen that many famous people before in like a decade span before that. Yeah. Before COVID. I have never seen that. Yeah. The amount of celebrities we got just sitting courtside. They showed Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker on the TV. They didn't even mention Topanga Center right behind him.
Yeah.
Like, she was just there on, like, because she wanted to be there. Like, that's a normal thing. Yachty, like, Lil Yachty be there all the time. Quavo, like, all these people be there all the time now, on a regular. Right? That, like, I get their aspect. They're trying to maximize their investment. Anybody who knows anything about making money knows you get something that's hot, and it's selling like, you know, a fire sale, you want to maximize that. I get it. Now, as a fan perspective, we're not looking at the money-wise. We're looking at the quality. And that's where I think TKO and WWE need to start having a balance. Even though it's bad to say this, I don't want them to ever think like that because then you get complacent. At some point, you got to be like, look, we're going to make this money regardless. but we want to make sure long term we don't start losing people, right? Because now we have now set a new standard for the quality of product. Vince McMahon, that whole honeymoon phase of out of Vince McMahon is done with, right? This is now our standard, right? We're not down here at the floor anymore, and anything better than that, we're going to celebrate. No, we're expected to be a good show now. So this is our standard. If we do not start meeting that standard, we're going to end up those who do not learn from their past are doomed to repeat it. WWE got complacent. They were a consistently good show, but they stopped caring. And we saw it dip and dip and dip and dip. And we had to have a generational comeback for us to get back to that point. So I think TKO and WWE really need to sit there and be like, yo, we have to find, I won't even say a middle ground, but like 65%. Like, yes, we still want to make our money, but let's get to like 65% where we can still like, a customer service rating still got to be 4.5 stars for people to take you serious. Yeah. Right? Like, yes, make your money, but we still want our customer service to be 4.5 stars.
I'm with the whole quality aspect. I don't care what type of business deals you make for the company and how many logos you want to put on the ring or on tables. I don't care about none of that stuff. I just care about the quality of the show. Right. If the quality of the show is good, put 50 logos on the ring. I don't care. I'm not gonna watch a match and be distracted by a Prime logo in the middle of the ring. I'm just gonna watch the match like I've always watched the match. You know, like it's a logo at the end of the day. It's not hurting anything. But if this is gonna change what WWE is from entertainment to business, and that's not good for the fans aspect. It may be good for WWE's profit. It's gonna line their pockets and they'll make millions and billions of dollars. But you're gonna disinterest a lot of the fans to the product that they love or have loved for so long. You're gonna detach these people. You have to find a balance. You know what I mean? Like you want to.
This is why I tell y'all. I'm telling y'all, watch AEW. It's actually very entertaining right now.
So
more so caters to their fans.
The problem for me is, it's one thing if the quality is slowly doing this, right? That's one problem I think you can fix. But if the quality is slowly doing this, while the ticket prices are quickly doing this, that's where it starts to become a problem. And WWE, Triple H, if you are watching this, you big nose bald fraud, I want you to remember how incomplete WWE felt for a year and a half when they didn't have people. The fans that are there make the show. We make the stars. We make the moments. It doesn't matter how high of a ladder Shawn Michaels jumps off of to elbow Mr. McMahon if there aren't 70,000 people screaming and flashbulbing around the arena. It doesn't matter how emotional Kofi Kingston's payoff is at WrestleMania if there aren't 70,000 people there to celebrate the moment with him. And if your quality keeps going down and your prices keep going up, I promise you people will stop showing up. Point of order, Triple H, you liar, recently said that WWE's ticket prices are the industry standard. Bullshit. Because I just went to, about a year and a half ago, I took Joshua to see SmackDown during WrestleMania season in Kansas City at the T-Mobile Center. And then just last week, the reason I wasn't on the podcast is because me and Shayna took Joshua to that same arena to see Breaking Benjamin and Stain. And we had slightly worse seats, but there were 3 of us. And we paid 35% less for 3 tickets to see Breaking Benjamin and Stain than we did for 2 tickets to go see SmackDown at WWE. And that was a year and a half ago. And the prices have only gotten worse since then. And now you expect me as a casual viewer, a upper middle class man with bills to pay and hospital bills to pay, living in a shithole apartment, to be able to pay $10,000 in total in travels, tickets, and expenses to go see WrestleMania in Las Vegas. I don't know what to tell you, Triple H. I don't know what to tell you, but if you keep listening to TKO and you keep jacking up the prices, I promise you, we will stop showing up. It was already kind of, you could kind of see it at Money in the Bank last night. Now, I think the crowd got better as they went, but when that show started, boy, I was worried. And they definitely weren't sold out. You got Michael Cole line for you now too, Triple H. You definitely weren't sold out. Don't give me that shit. So They can fix the quality, but if they don't fix the ticket prices too, it's good. They're going to be facing the exact same.
Problem.
The West Coast crowds don't seem to be as great, especially like California, Vegas, like the bigger markets that are nice venues. But those crowds are kind of hot mid. I mean, they're not really energetic. They're not really exciting to watch. But if you're raising the ticket prices, you gotta give people their money's worth as far as going to the show for it to be worth it. If I'm gonna drop $500 on tickets, it better be worth $500. You know what I mean? That's $500 that I'm spending. You know what I mean? The show better be enjoyable, and I better be excited to go to it. You know what I mean? Like, otherwise I'll just stay at home and watch it. Like there has to be a balance for it, and to a sense. And TKO, I think they need to understand that WWE is an anomaly when it comes to the business. Fans are a major key to the product. When the pandemic happened, it showed, sufferably. Like, the NBA was great during the pandemic. The NFL was great during the pandemic. A lot of other sports organizations were still watchable and great during the pandemic. But wrestling is one atmosphere where the fans are a part of the show that are very important. You know what I mean? Some of the best matches we've ever seen had some of the best crowd interactions. Imagine if those fans didn't exist for that crowd. The matches probably wouldn't have been as great as they were. You know what I mean? Like, I've always looked at the Rock and Hulk Hogan match at WrestleMania 18.
Great example.
One of the greatest crowds you ever see it. But I've seen a lot of people say, well, if we turn that match on mute, the match isn't as good. Why would I want to watch the match on mute? That doesn't make any sense. Why would I want to watch any match with no crowd reaction? That's stupid. Who does that? Like, I don't know why people would want to do that. Like,
because it's like,
it's a major part of the show that can help make matches even more spectacular.
Because it's a company because at the end of the day, and this will probably be a different conversation later, but this is still a TV show. This is still a cable network television show that has a live audience. The only difference is this cable television show is, one, live, two, it's catered to said live audience, and three, they actually show the live audience on the show. This isn't a fourth wall that they don't show the live audience, and it's live. A show that is always going to be catered to its live audience. It's not like WWE came up with a script, pre-recorded this, and had to wait when it got posted to see what everybody's reaction was. No, this is a week-to-week live show. They are based on crowd reaction. Because I know you can have the greatest technical in-ring match in the world. If people do not care, they're not going to want to see it. They're not going to want to see it. Like, you have to make people care. So yes, if you turn the match on mute, it's not as good. I saw Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns have an elite match, one-on-one. Do people still talk about it? No.
Daniel Bryan,
sometimes, but no. Cesaro was doing some of his best in-ring work. Does anybody really talk about it?
Nope.
Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles on SmackDown in the IC tournament in 2020. That may be the best single televised in-ring wrestling match that's ever taken place in WWE. I never go back and watch that shit because it took place in a gym. So,
if that match had a crowd, that'd be one of the greatest matches.
Yeah, people say all the time that either Cena and Punk or Cena and Michaels are the greatest matches on television in history. But Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles, if there was a crowd there for that match, clears it.
Right there with it.
Clears them.
It would have been up there. It'd have been up there for sure. It was a great match, but it was during the pandemic, so it's like zero fans, zero reaction, zero interest, zero memory. You know what I mean?
Also, and it's not really any of y'all up here, but I just saw Matt Thunder ask the question, so I do want to bring this up. When people bring up AEW's like, oh, okay, AEW's tickets are cheaper and this, that. Duh.
Yeah.
No shit. Duh.
Like, no fucking shit. Because they like if we keep it a buck, they should be cheaper. If I look at an AEW ticket and for All In, and they charge it as much as a WrestleMania ticket, I'm looking at them like they fucking stupid.
Yeah.
They don't bring in nearly the amount of money WWE does. So yeah, their tickets are going to be cheaper. But up until this year, because I need to catch up, I'm not gonna lie. What happens with with AEW, whatever pay-per-view was coming up, I catch up on all the shows. I watch the pay-per-view, and then I don't watch for weeks, and then I just catch up again. It was good. It was good, AJ. It was good.
Who do you think is going to win the King and Queen of the Rings? We talked about it a little earlier, but
the King, I don't know, but the Queen is Jade.
I've got LA Knight and Jade Cargill.
I got Stephanie Von Kier, and the men's I have no idea yet. Maybe Cody Rhodes. I'll say
Logan Paul and Chelsea Green.
Chelsea's a good shout.
No, my fault.
Chelsea I can get with, but Logan, if he wins King of the Ring, bro,
I'm done.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, yeah, hey, it's elevating somebody, but no.
Stop it.
I
got in an argument yesterday with somebody saying Carmelo Hayes should win King of the Ring. Get the fuck out of here.
That wouldn't be bad for him though.
No, because not the.
No. I'm just saying it wouldn't be bad for him.
It wouldn't be bad for him.
Literally, no. That's all I'm saying. For Melo specifically, it would not.
Yeah, obviously it'd be good. It'd be good for him
because
everybody. Yeah.
But I'm saying like Melo.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, Melo. It would give something. It would finally make Melo feel like that first round draft pick. That's all.
Prince, it's my last hope.
I hear you.
King of the Ring is my last hope for LA Knight. If he doesn't win King of the Ring, I'm sorry, but I'm done with LA Knight. I can't do it anymore.
I don't think he is. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
LA Knight Cena at SummerSlam. Yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, there's a story there, but not SummerSlam. That's that's literally a Saudi show match for me. That's a Saudi.
Yeah, Night of Champions. Yeah.
That's literally that should be the Night of Champions.
I'll take what I can get at this point. I'll take what I can get.
He said, "I'll take what I can get."
LA Knight is perfect for the Saudi, especially because we know certain. Is it still a thing where certain wrestlers don't go to Saudi?
No, I don't think he should face Cena at Saudi though. No, not to lose.
I mean, whatever, but it's not a SummerSlam main event. The only people John Cena need to be in that ring with for SummerSlam, the only people need to be in that ring with is either Cody Rhodes or CM Punk. Those are the only two names he need to be with. If it's not that, he don't need
CM Punk and Money in the Bank, though. You know.
Honestly, but he dealing with
this. Is all I'm going to say is that this is the thinking that prevents LA Knight from winning matches like Money in the Bank and the Royal Rumble. That it's always like, yeah, we want LA Knight. Oh, but not like that. Not like that. Not against that guy. Not at this place. Whatever.
Yeah. He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. But I guess Jade in that sense, I guess when I say it is because right now today they haven't built it. If it was up to me and you let me rewind a couple weeks, I would have built up to that to where it would have been fine. Right? Like they're not telling the story. And I guess that's what I mean by that. They haven't told that story. So I don't think it would be good for it to happen. If they tell the story, all right, cool.
To answer Kevin, I think AEW is pretty good right now too. I would love to see them have a pay-per-view together with WWE, but I don't think that's ever going to be possible. There's too much politics that would go into it.
Yeah, and then, you don't want us to win because, like, if WWE wins a match, see, look, they're just throwing their dick around. AEW wins a match, it's unfortunately, and don't get me wrong, it's on both sides. Triple H talk about, he'll buy that pissant company and burn it to the ground, and Tony Khan, doing what he do on Twitter. It would never happen.
By the way, speaking of brand partnerships, though, I had never given a second thought to this idea, but I saw it on Twitter the other night, and I can't get it out of my head. This business practice that WWE seems to have with TNA, where they release people, let them go to TNA, and then still book them for free on NXT. I'm not sure if I was TNA now. Obviously, TNA, they'll take the exposure, I guess. Maybe that's what they're thinking. But the fact that they are still getting guys like Elias and AJ Francis and all these people on free TV after they've already released them seems a little bit scummy to me. Like, I know overall the positives probably outweigh the negatives with TNA. I get that and I understand it. But yeah, it feels a little bit shitty. Let me just say, I can't put it any other way. It feels a little bit shitty to release guys, let them go to TNA, and then just book them for free on NXT. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
So I don't disagree with anything you're saying. Only way what I would kind of look at it, because I did have that thought initially.
Oh, and take their championship, by the way. Sorry, go ahead.
I thought Mike Santana was going to win it right away, but
for Trick Williams, by the way. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I mean, they still believe Trick is a star, and I'm not saying he's not, but like the aura of him has definitely wore off, and it's their fault too. because they didn't book him like a good champion. It's their fault.
Yeah.
But that's why he has to turn heel. Because I always believe if you're a super over babyface that has to turn heel, 9 times out of 10 it's because the company messed you up, not to your own detriment, right? But I look at it like, because like for example, the only one I'll probably give you that's most likely going to happen. So like Cora Jade, right? You could have still done something with her. I don't care what you say. You could have done something with her. She was still a credible person. But like when I look at like the Elias or AJ Francis, for example, how Ashante the Adonis is still employed, don't know. When I look at them, I think the way they're looking at it is like, well, we don't have to pay you. And yeah, they might get their little exposure here and there, but it's always for a little bit. TNA will probably have something more due to you week to week than we ever could. Right? Especially, like, I don't know if y'all heard. Y'all hear them people that's coming up in the NIL? This new NIL class that they got coming in?
Yeah.
3 of them are Nepo babies. And then the rest of them just look like stud athletes. They got, I mean, I'm not going to be disrespectful. Well, I don't want to be disrespectful. That was just the phrase I used. Mark Henry's son is in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Scott Steiner's son is in it.
Oh,
and,
that class.
Then,
okay.
Yeah, and then somebody else's son is in it. Or daughter, whichever one. Somebody else is in it as well. Like, that class looks stacked already, if I'm being honest. So, I hear what you're saying for sure, Jade, because I did think about it at first, but then I kind of sat back and I was like, well, if they kept him on WWE, they wouldn't be doing anything.
Yeah.
Like, that's why some people that were kind of on TV to start with, like Brinley Reese, for example, right? She was on TV for NXT for a good hot minute. Yeah. Send her to TNA and then send her to Evolve because she wasn't doing anything on the main roster, right? And if you're not doing anything, I do understand the logic of if you're not on TV doing anything, why are we paying? I do understand that logic, but I also feel where you're coming from, where it's like,
and maybe these guys just have healthier mindsets than I do, because I feel like if I was in that situation, I might have the mindset of, I wasn't good enough for you to pay me to be on TV, but I'm good enough to come be on your TV for free. I do also think it's telling that there's some guys who just have not been a part. Not only have they not been a part of NXT, they haven't even been a part of anything NXT related on TNA television. Guys like Nick Nemeth, for example, who I've noticed has not interacted with the NXT crowd in any way, shape, or form. So I think there's something to be said. I honestly, I believe that they probably asked everyone who's comfortable in being a part of this. And I could definitely see Nick Nemeth as saying, you know what, hand up. I don't really want to be a part of this. Just book me and everything else.
Right.
I think there's probably a little bit of that goes into it. I can't say for sure, but
because like the person that shocked me the most, the 2 people that shocked me the most for a crossover, what's his name? Oh boy, from the Rascals, the one that they got rid of.
Yeah.
Zachary Wentz. Yeah.
That one shocked me. I never, because the way they got rid of him like that, off rip, didn't even wait for facts to come out. I was like, wow,
that was nuts.
I didn't think he'd ever be back in it. And then Moose, because of how strongly he's always talked about being a TNA guy. Now I get it was for Obafemi, and Obafemi's a great guy to, hey, if you won't come out for anybody, Obafemi's a great one. But Moose, genuinely, I did not think Moose would ever want to do that, because I don't even think he really did anything when AEW had their partnership, right?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, so I didn't think he was, but I mean, you never know. But I do feel your point though, Jane. I do feel you.
Yeah.
Some of you guys, so some of you guys weren't here, I think, for the open mic episode that we had, was it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something.
Yeah, I missed that one.
It was, I know G missed it, I think, and Jade missed it as well.
Titus O'Neil's son, that's who's in it.
We had a few takes on that.
When he kissed on the lips? On Money in the Bank? Y'all remember that?
Wait, what?
Oh, God. Y'all don't remember that?
A long time ago.
Y'all don't remember that?
Yes,
Money in the Bank, Titus O'Neil faced Rusev, 2016. He just randomly kissed his grown son on the lips, just out of fucking nowhere.
What the fuck is going on?
I don't remember that at all. Okay. That's crazy.
But we asked, first, before we get into that, gotta ask
funny.
One of his favorites coming back, man. Nikki Bella on the return, man. Come back.
So she's only coming back for 1 or 2 things.
I'm gonna get the tag titles, like I said.
She coming back for the tag, because they didn't announce Brie, they just announced Nikki. So she's either coming back and eventually they're gonna reintroduce, Brie Bella and have that horrible Bremo theme song.
Nice little singles run for the championship.
No, gee, say that again because Lewis has been pissing me off for days. Say that again.
That horrible Bremo theme song. One of the worst theme songs to ever be made in the history of WWE.
Yeah, Lewis, God damn it.
She's either coming and they're gonna, I guess, do something with the tag titles, or she's gonna do what Axe was caping for and have a women's world title feud for no reason. And it's going to be bad.
Y'all ready for EO versus Nikki and how happy I'm gonna be if that shit happens? Y'all ready?
You talking about EO versus Nikki? I think it's gonna be Tiffany versus Nikki. To be honest,
brother. Tiffany versus Nikki, I can see for sure.
Because what was Axe caping for? I mean, Raw is Raw at this point.
Axe was caping for Rhea versus Nikki, so.
No, because I remember one of his points were when I brought up you want to see Tiffany versus Nick, and she's like, "What? Are they not the same character?"
Yeah. I remember that. Oh my god.
Yeah,
and I'm here. I'm just here to say
that was legendary.
Let me look at the camera. Axe, I hope you're watching. I hope you see this. Axe, Nikki Bella. It took her 6 months, but hey, she's back. Still wasted a 30 spot, but hey, she's back. Cool. I'm here to tell you now, just like I told you after the Rumble. If she challenges for any title, don't nobody want to see that shit, gang. It's going to be mid as fuck. Now, it's not going to be as bad as like a Trish Stratus Charlotte match. It's not going to be that bad, right? It's not going to be even as bad as. It's not even as bad as a Trish. I'm sorry, not match. Feud. It's not even going to be as bad as. She doesn't even know her colors. Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch. It's not going to be that bad.
Hold on, let's chill out. Let's chill. Let's chill. Hold on, let's chill.
That was not good, gang.
Come on, let's chill just a little bit. Come on, chill.
That was good. It was not. All
right, listen. I'm not gonna say it was a great feud, but it was terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah.
The only thing that was good,
terrible.
Look, that promo segment was terrible.
Donnie, you are a prisoner of it's how you leave them type of thing. Because the last match they had was good. And I think that's what's clouding because
the best match
the two matches they had before that were hot water dog shit.
Whoa, no.
Yeah, you're right.
No.
Not a champion.
It was not that bad. Don't do that. No.
It put me to sleep.
Not a champion, you mean when Zoe Stark became her lackey?
Chill.
When Zoe Stark became her lackey?
That was not that bad of a match. That was not.
You could hear a pin drop in that arena.
It was honestly you like the feud overall.
Nah, I ain't say I like it, but it was not like terrible. Like
on a scale from 1 to 10, what are you rating that feud?
That shit was like a 5.
Don't lie.
5.5, 6, like around.
Nigga, that shit was a 2.
2. It's only
a 2 because of the steel cage match, bro. I don't think y'all remember, bro. I don't think y'all remember how insufferable Trish Stratus was every week coming out cutting a promo on this woman.
Thank you,
and then, bro, it got so bad. She had to go recite a promo from the early 2000s that she did just to kind of get some buzz. Remember that promo that she did in the early 2000s?
I don't remember that.
Bro, what was it called? She was basically talking about like she's the standard. I don't know if that's exactly what she said. But literally, because on TikTok and Twitter, there's a side-by-side of Trish Stratus stating that promo in the 2000s and Trish Stratus saying that promo in 2023. It's literally a side-by-side.
Oh, no, I don't remember.
I'm going to look it up,
Wow. I forgot. I guess I forgot about
that. So Donnie and G, you guys weren't here for the open mic episode, but I want to hear what you guys had to say about this.
Please tell me not. Please.
A big debate about this. There was a guy on here who said that when it's all said and done, Roman Reigns is going to be top 3 all time.
I'll let y'all talk.
Listen, hear me out. I seen that clip.
I'm over this debate.
Top 3 all time.
Is it crazy to say that?
Yes.
Maybe a pinch, but it's not that bizarre to say.
Yes, it is.
Is it though? All right, let's break down. Mo, to this day, you still have yet to answer the question we asked you in the Discord.
Okay.
About like the intangibles that got Stone Cold over Roman Reigns, like not just like not
I
like
don't even
not
think
like
they should be in the same conversation.
Not like his popularity and none of that shit. We talking about like the like shit he do, in ring, mic work, shit like that. You still have
mic work. Austin wins. Mic work. Austin.
No.
Huh?
I'm saying you didn't answer that when it was asked in the Discord. When niggas was pressing you.
Mic work. Austin puts planet to ass. Planet to
ass. Don't drag it. But Austin's still clear. Austin, don't drag it. Austin's still better, but like. Tribal Chief Roman got it like that, though. Don't drag it. But no, I'm not arguing.
You try to make it
watching the mic. No, I'm not arguing Roman over Austin, though. I'm not arguing Roman over Austin.
It's not. That's not a debate.
Let's not drag it.
That shouldn't be a debate.
Okay. Can we do this? Could we name some people and like say, could Roman be over those people? Could we do that?
Go ahead.
Roman can be over the Rock. I just want to get.
That's fine. Yeah, I agree with that. That's fine.
Name some people.
Name some.
All right. John Cena. Could Roman be over John Cena ever?
No.
Could Roman be over Stone Cold ever?
No.
Fuck no.
I'm just saying.
It's gonna be too hard because of his peak. His peak was too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Too big.
Hard.
All right. Could Roman be over Undertaker all the time?
For me, no.
No.
Could Roman be over Hogan? I don't know. Some people might have him over.
If we take the bias out of it, no.
Unbiased opinion.
No, he can't.
All right, that's 4 right there. That's 4.
Kevin,
right there.
I will not stop talking.
It's more that. So the Hogan thing is the impact, man. Hogan's impact is crazy, but
he's better everywhere else except for the impact. But it was
impact
too
is
close to ignore. It's the impact is too close to ignore.
But to be fair, I don't know though, because Hogan was the one who helped. Hogan was the one who helped push WWE up to where it needed to go, but Roman was also the guy that helped bring WWE back, during that pandemic era. Like he was that guy that brought people back. You know what I mean? Like after that 2019 era, that Bloodline storyline is what rejuvenated the whole company. Like, so.
Okay. So we put a pin by that one. What about?
Shouldn't be a pin, but okay.
All right. What about Triple H? How y'all answer?
You're already over him.
You're already over him.
I don't have him over Triple H, but he can be.
So he's already over Triple H.
I'm not tripping.
Could Roman Reigns be over HBK?
No.
Could he be over HBK?
No.
Could he be over HBK?
That one's tough. That one's too tough.
That's tough. Wait, it was easy.
No.
It was easy for him to be over Triple H, but when it comes to HBK,
Shawn is just better than Triple H.
Triple H never been better than Shawn Michaels.
Yeah,
Shawn is just better than Triple H. Me and Donnie have had this debate too many times. What is Shawn
Michaels is miles above Triple H.
Miles?
Yes.
Better on the promo, better in ring, better storyteller, better everything.
Right, everything.
It's not.
He's literally better at everything. Honestly, even booking shows. If we
Triple H still top 10.
That's crazy.
Not Shawn Michaels, not better.
That's
all right. So all right. So what about Randy Orton? Could he be over Randy Orton?
He's already over Randy.
I think he's already over him.
All right. Listen. To be honest, I think Roman got a case for top 5. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No.
Top 5 is fine. You said the question was top 3.
Top 3
was top 3.
Listen.
We're talking about Rushmore at that point, bro.
If the right person make the right argument, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. The right person make the right argument. The right person.
You know what that sounds like to me? You know what that sounds like?
Okay, so hold on.
He can't be, but I'll be swayed if you win a debate.
You gotta think top 3. We're talking about top 3. So
guys, I'm gonna just get it. I was gonna be quiet, but no, fuck this.
Top 3 is too hard, man.
I love Roman Reigns so much. Like I've been on this guy's side since 2013. I was a fan of Roman Reigns when it was uncool to be a fan of Roman Reigns. So this is not coming out of place of bias whatsoever. None. I don't understand how we as wrestling fans can universally agree Roman Reigns at the main event level we could all collectively agree had the absolute worst low for any main event superstar we have ever seen in this conversation, top 5, top 10 conversation. Nobody has hit the low Roman Reigns did. We can all agree with that.
Comparing him to like the top 5, okay, yes.
The top 5 to top 10. Nobody you can name had that level of a low. I've never seen. Hold on, no. I've never seen somebody get such a pass because he had a good peak. Not even good. You know what I mean about that.
Don't do that. I'm about to say, don't do that. All right, there we go.
It's one of the best peaks of all time.
One of the greatest peaks ever. Probably top. Not even probably. I think it's a top 3 peak. But when we can agree that he has the top 1 low, what are we doing? What are we doing? He's the only person I've ever seen get such a pass. I don't know.
No, it's not just about that, but it's like, all right, yeah, he had the lows, but like
Why are we writing that off though?
No, but you gotta understand.
His peak just outweighs the low now.
It does to be top 10.
Look, wait. No, wait.
Go ahead, Donnie. Go ahead, Donnie.
Damn, his peak is insane. From 2020, the whole bloodline shit, and it's not just that, but like even though he's like part-time or wherever, not on the show, a lot of the storylines that happen all stems from him. Like you trickle back a lot of the stories, it goes to him. I can't say like that happens for a lot of the other stars in the past, where the whole show revolves around you for multiple different years, even though you're not on screen. Come on, that shit is like different. You can't.
Which is why his impact when we talked. That's why when we talked about Roman's impact, like even though it's not Austin, I wouldn't put it above Austin. And when we really talk about it, I wouldn't put it over Hogan or like Cena's and all that. But it's like, well, no,
his high is with those guys.
Because I was like, because literally, like his. I mean, you said it. Current landscape WWE is Roman, but
it's Roman.
But that because the question was top 3. If you would have said top 5, I would have been like, low key, he probably there, but we just might be a little. We might just be a little early. We might be a little early to the party, but he there for me, right? But when you say top 3, that means unbiasedly, I have to put him over the combination of Austin, Cena, and Hogan. Unbiasedly, that's what I have to do. Undertaker. I was about to get there. And Undertaker. Right? Well, we're talking about 3. Because Hogan, you know me, I don't rate Hogan. I ain't doing that. Right? So my 5 would be Austin, Cena, Taker, Shawn, and Roman. That's my 5. Right? Roman's at the 5 though, because when I take my bias out of it, right? I can't ignore, because out of all the people there, there's only one person in that list that got 2 elite peaks, and he had 4. And he's at 4. Shawn Michaels.
Oh, okay.
Shawn Michaels literally has 2 stretches of elite.
Yep.
2 stretches of elite, like consistently elite.
And I think the longevity of his quality, that's what holds me back with Roman too. The longevity of his high quality, of his elite level quality, when I compare it to these other guys in this conversation, I struggle to, like, yes, he had those amazing 4 years, right? Some of it was mid, but overall it was an incredible 4 years. I think it's a top 3 peak of all time, right?
And it's impacting what's happening now.
And the impact is insane.
And it still happens now.
But if we can all collectively agree, so this is what I'm saying.
And
with
his
hold
elevation
on,
his elevation too. We ain't forget about that.
But all those other guys have done that as well. All those other guys have done that as well.
To this level, to the point where it's like, you got Sammy, you got Cody, you got Dave.
I mean, Triple H had crazy elevation as well.
What do you mean?
Here's a different conversation for another day.
Roman Reigns before this peak. This is how I look at Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is a wrestler with baggage. Roman Reigns is to me somebody that has a ceiling. Because let's keep it a buck. Before he came back at SummerSlam 2020, Roman Reigns was lucky if he was making the top 30 of all time. He was lucky as fuck if he was making the top 30 of all time. This man in the last 4 years has done so much great stuff to elevate him to a conversation for him to sit at the table with guys like Rock and Triple H, where those guys, to me, I look at them and I put them in a category of, okay, you're elite, but to me, you're out of the GOAT conversation. That's where Roman Reigns is sitting for me. And I have those guys just outside of the top 5. That's why for me, his ceiling is number 6. That's his ceiling for me.
I don't look at even though his tribal chief peak hasn't been long, you could say, I don't use that as a tax against him why he can't be in that conversation, because Austin's peak was 4 or 5 years, but it was big. You know what I mean? It was a big 5 years that he had.
Doesn't come with the negative. Doesn't come with the baggage.
Austin had some baggage too. The heel turn, not really great. Like he had some lows.
Bro, no.
Now it is. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, we're not talking about.
It's not big dog.
It's not a big dog low, but we're not gonna act like he did. Not everybody has baggage though.
No, but that's what Mo was saying though.
To that level, we can collectively agree it's the worst ever.
I'm not saying it's that level, but everybody has highs and lows. You know what I mean?
Of course. But what Mo's saying, he's not keeping.
No, I know what he's saying. I'm saying something different right now. I know what he's saying. Everybody has highs and lows. I'm not gonna look at everybody's lows and highs, and everybody's got highs, everybody's got lows. You can look at everybody in the history of the company. Look at their lows. Look at the highs. We get the big dog run. We've all said wasn't as bad as people make it out to be, but on the main event level, it's probably the worst that we've seen everybody get pushed to that extent because of how the company was trying to portray Roman Reigns to what they wanted him to be, and the fans weren't accepting it. You know, we understand that.
He was a failure.
But when you look at the highs and lows, what puts Roman Reigns up higher for us now is that his high is peaked higher than
too high. Yeah,
anybody.
Crazy high.
Maybe since Cena at this stage, or maybe since ever. If we're being honest, I think
his peak is right.
So
up
if we're looking at the lowest of lows, Roman's also got the highest of highs. You know, we somebody mentioned that Roman Reigns has, you know, some of the worst WrestleMania main events ever, which is true. He's also got some of the best that we've ever seen now at this stage.
He's a 50-50 wrestler. Yeah,
like it's a 50-50 standard. So,
I got a question for y'all. Mm-hmm. So, like, remember how I was asking, like, oh, Roman versus Stone Cold, like side by side, like, can we do the same for Cena? Like, is there anything that Roman does better than Cena? Like, not.
I think he's better in ring.
Okay,
that's it.
Ring.
I would say.
Oh, and character work. Sorry.
Okay.
Character work for sure. Well, because Cena was the same character for all those years, so. And I would say storytelling wise, they're pretty even too. Like Cena's had some good stories, but he never had a story that was better than the Bloodline storyline. If I'm being honest, like,
no, he doesn't.
John Cena's had some good stories, but to the peak of the Bloodline story, he never had that in his career. So I say story.
If we go like
elevation too, I would say Roman.
I would say elevation. Who got elevation?
Well, Roman got the elevation.
Roman got elevation.
I would say
because Cena didn't start elevating until like the U.S. title run.
U.S. Championship.
But if we compare their quality, I think if we go feud for feud, match for match, Cena's taking both. Personally,
no, I would say match quality. Cena got it for sure.
That's tough, you know.
And feud for feud, I think Cena has more elite feuds than Roman does.
Feud wise, yeah, because you got Edge, you got
Punk, AJ, I guess Orton. Cena Rock was like a huge draw.
So he's got overall better feuds too for sure. But what separates it's just Cena had more longevity with the quality than the
exactly. There we go.
Like Roman Reigns has only had a couple years of this quality, even though it's been a high peak. But for the reasons that Mo and everybody else is bringing up, that's why they don't put Roman up as high, is because it hasn't been on that long level of.
If Roman was what he has been the last 4 years, if he was that for even, let's say he's the nonsense stopped at 2017. Let's say he turned heel at WrestleMania 33, like everybody always talks about. I'd be with top 3 GOAT conversation, 100%. But it gets rough when you are looking at somebody who for 5 years just let's just keep it a buck and keep it what it is, failed miserably.
So okay then, since Roman Reigns, we all definitively top 10, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Everybody got Roman top 10 all time, right? Okay.
For sure.
People, now you brought up his lows being low. Like this is an all-time low for any main event guy. You know what I'm saying? That's why he can't be in the top 5, and that's why there are certain people that he's not ranked above, right?
Right.
But this can go back to I want to bring it back to Seth Rollins. Then, do we have Seth Rollins over Roman Reigns then all time? Because Seth Rollins ain't never had a low in his career, not to that level.
I mean, maybe not to that level, but
not to that level, but.
And he's been, and if you look, and even though he's never had a peak like Roman, you could say, Seth Rollins has been consistent his whole career on the main roster as far as being relevant, as far as match quality, stories, mid card.
Right, but I think to me, the reason why I wouldn't have an over him, and this is a pretty much consistent theme that we see throughout these top 5 combos.
Right,
all these people in these top 5 combos have the peak or the impact to that standard, and Seth Rollins, unfortunately,
he just does not
have that.
Right.
Even
I look at Seth like Shawn, like I look at Shawn, but he doesn't have like the impact that Shawn Michaels has.
Facts.
Because Shawn Michaels was somebody that was consistent quality, but the thing is, Shawn has that impact for me to also be like, all right, this is why you're, for me, Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Right, and
so I was just asking. I don't have Seth over Roman either. I was just asking.
Yeah, I know there's people that are like wherever. Like I know I've heard before, like wherever you have Roman, you have to have Seth right there too. I don't agree because most of the time when I speak to people or when I see people argue, like on TikTok and Twitter, most of the time the argument I hear them use is didn't have the big dog and in ring. That to me is not enough. Because if in-ring weighed so heavily for people, there's not enough people that are calling Shawn Michaels the GOAT. And there's not enough people that are dropping Cena. If in-ring was so...
Logan wouldn't be top 10.
I was about to say, if in-ring weighed so much, like the way people talk it is,
yeah.
And this is where I've pretty much learned to stop arguing with people. I don't look at like, okay, if you're using in-ring to say this is why Seth Rollins should be over Roman, when he has nowhere near the impact, nowhere near the peak. Like he's good, but he ain't had the peak this is, right? And then I hear your top 5 and I hear you say Cena number 1, I'm done with you. Right? Cena number 1, okay, yeah, this is where the conversation stops. Because with everything that you just said, Shawn Michaels should easily be over Cena, and you shouldn't.
He should be your number 1. Yeah.
Because at least Cena and Shawn Michaels, you can argue their peak is somewhat there, somewhat close, right? I think Cena's is bigger, or impact-wise is bigger, but you can argue it's there. I don't think there's an argument in the world you can make for Roman Reigns' peak and impact to Seth Rollins. There is nothing you were going to be able to tell me. The only thing that you can come close to is they were both in the Shield.
That's the thing. And then Roman lapped him after that when it came to Impact. Because they both got the Shield Impact, and then Roman just...
once the Bloodline stuff happened, it was over.
But even Roman in the big dog years, Seth Rollins still never felt more important than him. There was maybe a small period. There was a small period. There was a small period where I felt Seth Rollins, okay, this might be your time. And then, matter of fact, as soon as that period happened, it wasn't too long after, people started turning on Seth because of what he was doing online, and then we got to his character was starting to fade out, and then we had the Hell in the Cell. We had
I was just asking because Seth Rollins, like I said, Seth Rollins has never had a peak like Roman. But even though Seth has had, because everybody's had low, Seth had 2019 low, but it wasn't as bad as Big Dog low though. You know what I mean? Like Seth Rollins wasn't getting dog food dumped on his head.
He wasn't getting dog food, but with him, with the man's man, no.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
Yeah, Roman is just a very slippery slope. He has the most interesting career.
He's the exception.
Yeah, he honestly is because his peak is ridiculous. That is for me. I just feel like he had a ceiling post 2020. That's just me.
He had a ceiling.
To me, his ceiling after everything that happened with the big dog. To me, that's like, I think it's like hard to crack that top 5. That's just me. That's how I look at it.
Top 5. Over HBK.
Fuck no. I'm sorry.
Who said that? Who said that?
Said Roman over HBK?
Who?
That what you just said?
I thought most of that shit.
Yeah, I'm sure. He'll never be over Shawn in my mind. Ever. There ain't shit he can do to me. Nothing.
It would be hard for him to...
I think Roman's peaked. I think he's done. I think he's peaked.
It would be hard for him to get over guys like that at this stage because there's not really much for him left to do at this stage.
And honestly, I'm literally trying to think well, what can Roman do to help him get? But this because in order for him to have another peak, another peak like this, he would have either had to go on honestly, you know what? This is what I'm gonna say right now. If Roman Reigns can give us, matter of fact, let me look at this camera. If Roman Reigns can give us any type of resemblance of Cena's U.S. Open title run, that might do it for me. If
that's
Roman
the thing,
Reigns,
I don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening. But if Roman Reigns because that's really what
helped
Cena a lot.
I'd love that.
When Cena gave us that U.S. Open title run, I was like, oh, okay.
That's what moved me. That's what moved me.
Right. So if Roman Reigns can give us a semblance of that, I'm not saying they got to be the exact same thing, but if he give us a semblance of that, that might be what makes it enough to move him to the top.
I really want Roman to branch out and wrestle other people. I'm so done with
not revolved around the title.
Yeah, not revolved around the title. The blood. I just want him to wrestle other people. Like when he was doing shit with Penta in the Rumble, I was like, more of this, please. Like, because I think personally, I've said this for a while. I think Roman in ring is extremely underrated and underappreciated.
Yeah, that's real.
I think he's extremely underrated. So I really just want to see him branch out and do other shit. But
a feud that I thought was gonna come out of this. Well, if I would have been booking it, I would have had Roman Reigns feud with Braun Breaker. That would have been the feud I would have started with. I'm not gonna lie.
Because that moment in the Rumble, I was like, oh shit, we got something here. But I guess
I'm gonna ask you something.
What's up, brother?
I gotta ask you. You think Triple H better than Shawn Michaels?
I need to hear that.
Do I think Triple H is better than Shawn Michaels? I think they close. I think it's closer than a lot of people think. I can understand why people say HBK is better, but like.
So what's your top 10? Let me give me your top 10.
Top 10?
Oh, God.
All right.
In the order.
This guy.
In order. All right, here we go. Number 1, John Cena. Number 2, Stone Cold. Number 3, I go Hogan. Number 4, I go Taker. Number 5, I go HBK. Number 6, I go Triple H. Number 7, I go Roman. Number 8, I go Rock. 9, Randy. 10. Who would be 10? They might have to, like, you know what I'm saying, really think on that. Who's there's some people I feel like I'm missing.
Edge, I feel like is the name you're missing.
I don't know.
I got Edge top 10. So.
Edge top 10. I don't know who that number 10 spot would be. Yeah, I could throw anybody out, but like those are like the main parts of it though.
That's valid. I think that was valid.
Triple H at 6 though.
Is it though? Yo, I feel like this show right here,
the same.
This show right here showed that disrespect Triple H the most. Like I don't get it. Every clip I see,
everybody here got him top 10. Everybody here got him top 10. So
like
it's only Jay that does it.
It's Jay and Nate, bro.
It's only Jay.
Triple H over Roman though.
Yeah, I can't.
I got
Rock. I don't know about
that. Because to me, I think Triple H and Roman, like,
they're very close.
It's almost like damn near similar, but Roman Reigns got the P, and Roman Reigns is better in ring.
But Triple H got the longevity with the quality.
I mean, I'm not saying he don't. I'm not saying he don't.
Quality.
I'm not saying he don't, because Seth Rollins got longevity and quality. He ain't got the peak though.
But Triple H got the impact as well. That Seth
with DX, I'll give you that, which is why
Evolution.
No, hey, which is why I don't.
Authority.
Which is why,
like he's an elevator too.
Bro,
which is why I don't think Seth Rollins is over Triple H personally.
He isn't.
Hell no, I don't think he has an argument for that.
No, there's people that. Well, I said it earlier. There's people that genuinely believe wherever Roman is.
Nate does.
I can't agree with that. I can't agree.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But like,
because I got Seth like right outside the top 10.
No, I wouldn't have Triple H that high personally.
Personally, with me with Triple H is like, yo, I feel like people discredit him so much, but if you really look back on his career, like a lot of the past decades, he had such a huge part in them shits. Even after he was done like wrestling full time, the shit he was doing with the Authority, helping Daniel Bryan get to that next level, Seth Rollins shit, like all that shit, he got a huge part in that shit. Like it's so much.
I hate the argument sometimes of him like, oh, he was never the face of the company. Neither was Undertaker.
Real.
No,
a lot of us have Undertaker top 3.
Triple H was never the guy, but he's one of the greatest heels in WWE history. Like
I think he's the greatest heel outside of
heel in the company at one point. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like Triple H got the match quality, he got the stories, he got the
impact.
He got the impact. So he definitely top 10. I just don't know if I just feel like when you compare him to Shawn Michaels, though.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think the started with Shawn Michaels.
It's a little nasty, if you ask me. It's a little nasty.
He don't have a chance to go.
It might be a little.
I think Shawn's the most talented. Yeah, I think
the only thing I think Triple H does better than Shawn Michaels is a heel. That's it. Everything else, Shawn Michaels better on the mic, better in the ring, better storyteller.
Better character work.
Shawn Michaels pushing like, I look at it as Shawn Michaels is pushing like Mount Rushmore conversations. I wouldn't put Triple H that high. You know what I mean? Triple H top 10. But Mount Rushmore convos, I can't put him in that conversation.
Hey, as long as he's top 10, I'm fine with it, bro.
He top 10.
I struggle to see why he wouldn't be top 10. I really do.
There's some people who are like
Brock Lesnar top 10. We got a dead dog convo, and I used to be part of it.
Don't get me started. I don't even have him in my top 15. Don't get me started.
Oh, okay, not top 15 might be a little stretch.
I don't.
Yeah, that might be a little stretch. That might be a little stretch.
Wait, hold on. Y'all heard my top 10. What's y'all's?
No, I need.
It's very similar to yours.
I can say my top 10 is easy. My top 10 would be, I don't know the order, but it would be Cena, Taker, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, unfortunately, The Rock, Roman Reigns, Edge, Randy Orton. Mm-hmm. Who else am I missing? Did I say Shawn Michaels?
I think you did.
I don't know if you said. I don't know.
Oh, I'm missing somebody.
So you said
Cena, HBK, Hogan, Austin, Rock,
I like that.
Cena, Taker, Randy, Triple H,
Edge. I think Triple H is the one you did.
I like that comparison in the chat. Someone says Seth is modern Shawn, like Kobe Bryant. So like,
I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie. Actually, you know what? I might have to take Edge out, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I ain't gonna lie, that's not crazy.
For who?
Seth Rollins.
Nah.
I might have to put Seth Rollins in that top
10. I think they're the same tier.
Wait. We talking WWE?
Yeah, WWE. Yeah,
I'm not lying. That is not crazy at all.
Yeah, it's not crazy.
I don't think it's crazy.
I'm not saying it's crazy, but I can't do it because
especially with this run.
Wait.
The arguments that y'all, I'm telling you, because the arguments y'all just brought up as far as impact,
Edge got
it. Edge got it. Over Seth, he got it.
He's the most hated heel of an entire generation.
The one of the greatest heels ever. Bro.
You can say the same. Wait, you can say the same.
No, you cannot.
Niggas still talk about
the way.
Niggas still talk about that.
He's not one of the greatest heels ever.
Bro, wait.
No, Seth Rollins is not in the golden heel conversation, bro. He is not in the bro.
All right.
Honestly,
all right, you're right.
We talk about the heel turn, but no.
All right, listen.
No.
I'm gonna say you because niggas still to this day talk about the shit that Seth Rollins done 10 years ago when it come out to being a heel.
No. They talk about the heel turn. They talk about with Edge. Edge was genuinely the most hated man of the late 2000s. My cousin still hates Edge, and he don't even watch WWE anymore.
I'll put it like this: Seth Rollins didn't fuck Roman Reigns' wife and get Roman Reigns fired.
I'm saying like Edge is another level of heel, bro.
That's all right. Listen, all right.
Edge Mount Rushmore heel to me.
That's I'm not gonna say goat heel, but that might be a goat heel.
All right,
I got Triple H, and then I got
Edge. That's it. That's it.
Well, no, it's not.
Like what in ring wise, storytelling wise, all that shit.
Storytelling, Edge.
Yeah, I was like, I'll take Edge for storytelling, but
the feud with Cena, Undertaker, like
I was about to say,
insane.
Really, I hate saying it like this because it sounds like I'm really trying to diminish him, but I feel like the only thing Seth Rollins does better than him is in ring, and that's not enough when you don't have the impact or peak like Edge does. And honestly, the one that we keep forgetting about in these conversations, he literally was a main, and he wasn't just a background character. He was a main catalyst for that TLC match and tag team wrestling being revolutionized like that. Like, that's him. The reason why we win a ladder match every year at WrestleMania, he part of that. And out of all them guys that were a part of it, because obviously he wasn't the only one, he's the only one that got a singles career to back it up with it too. That's the only reason, like again, I'm not trying to diminish it, but the only thing I feel like Seth does better than him, and Money in the Bank. That's twice. That's two things that he's changed the history of.
Twice.
Unfortunately, with Seth Rollins, I can't say that. That's why I don't think, like, it's tough because I'm not trying to diminish Seth Rollins.
I would say Seth changed Money in the Bank too, though. That cash in at WrestleMania.
But
that was a great moment. Edge is literally.
I think Seth has the better cash in. I think Seth has the better cash in, but like,
it didn't change
in terms of impact.
It didn't change anything. It was a great moment.
Well, I don't want to say it didn't change anything because it adds a lot of fuel to the fire with him and Roman. But
that's one story. I'm talking about changing literally Money in the Bank as a concept.
If it doesn't go well with Edge,
if it doesn't go well exactly.
Yeah, it's just another number one. First guy to hold it. Yeah, so it's gotta.
No, but everybody assumed it would just be like I'll have a title match whenever
I'm announcing my cash in.
To cash in the way he did. That's why that's why the only other person
didn't he present that? Didn't he pitch that?
I think he did. But like that's why the only person to like technically announce their cash in ahead of time is Cena. And he was the first person to fail it. Like,
oh no, RVD. He announced it. He announced it.
Yeah, RVD. But okay.
Cena really.
But that was the second one though, right? RVD did it. He was the second.
Yeah, RVD. Cena was the second one. Yeah.
No. RVD was the second person to win Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah.
So like, it was still early. You could get away with it. At this point, we had seen this for years now. Like, we had seen this for years. Like, and honestly, y'all didn't tell when Cena won Money in the Bank. Y'all wasn't like, oh, is he gonna go? Like, is he actually gonna do a little surprise cash in heel turn?
I thought that was stupid.
I think he won it on accident though, right? Because it broke.
No, I think he was planning to win it, but
he's planning to win it. But his character, I never thought his character was gonna cash in. Like,
he was a 12-time world champion.
Hey, but honestly though, because remember his promo leading up, I'll never forget his promo. He's like, I've done everything I had to do, and I've been cashed in on, but I've never cashed in. I'm like, oh, this nigga's winning. I was like, he's
and then they put in what? Big Show, Kane, Miz.
Yeah, they put in bums. I was like, yeah, this is winning.
But hold on, I need to know who you have top 15 over Brock Lesnar. That's what I want to know.
Oh, okay, so we'll start with 10. Brett is over Brock. We can talk about that another time though. Cena, Austin, Cena, Taker, Austin, HBK, Hogan, fortunately, Rock, Triple H, Roman, Edge, Brett, Savage.
Wait, who?
Oh, no.
Randy Savage did not have a better WWE career than
Wait,
Brock
he said Randy Savage?
Yeah, keep going. Though.
Crazy.
He said Savage. Yeah, he said Randy
he
Savage.
did not have a better WWE
But keep
career
going.
than Brock Lesnar.
I wasn't gonna say too much.
Seth Rollins, Randy Orton. I'm taking Punk. And I'm taking Angle.
Kurt Angle did not have a better WWE career than Brock Lesnar either. No, sorry.
Punk, I might let slide.
Are we forgetting how insane Kurt Angle's, what was that, 7 years in WWE?
6 years, yeah. He had a good 6 years.
Without the lows that Brock Lesnar hit?
Well, Brock Lesnar had some lows. He had some lows.
Ridiculous lows.
What lows?
He had some lows. No, he had some lows. He had some bad lows. He had some bad lows.
We not going to forget that second run. That was mostly buns. Come on now.
He had some bad lows, but if we're talking career-wise, some of those people, I can't say they had a better career than Brock Lesnar in the WWE. Not a better.
You can say Kurt Angle better, but
now I don't know if you comparing it career-wise. If you're looking at it talent-wise, I don't know how you doing it.
All of it.
Career-wise, yeah. Some of those people.
but talent-wise, you can damn
Brock don't even have the longevity to me. So
neither does Kurt. But, hey.
Yeah, talent.
Kurt did a lot of shit, like a lot.
But we talk about longevity. You can fit a lot of stuff in a little bit of time. Austin did it. He fit a lot of stuff in a little bit of time.
So did Kurt Angle. But
I'm saying that I'm not gonna. When I'm specifically Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar, longevity is not an argument I'm using for either one. It's just not an argument.
Right, so I'm saying he doesn't have that point either. And I think Kurt Angle's quality is better than Brock Lesnar's quality. And I think Brock Lesnar's lows shit all over, or just way worse than Kurt Angle's lows. I don't even think Kurt Angle has lows in WWE.
Well, he wasn't around long enough to have too many.
I mean, 7 years is a lot. So, or not a lot, but yeah.
And versus Corbin.
The fact that we're counting late career.
No, don't do that.
I don't do that with anybody.
I'm not gonna lie, Mo.
I don't do that.
You have definitely been on this show before and used past prime years as argument points.
Who? With who?
You and they have done it.
With who? I would like to name.
I don't have specific names. When we've had different debates, when Malik has came out and we've done the Wheel of Question, or we've had Ultimate Wrestling debates, or whatever the case, you've used everything. You haven't just been like, "Oh, I'm only gonna look."
Now he look confused.
Because my thing is,
I'd like to know names of who I use.
Because my thing is,
because I don't tax Taker for his last few years. I don't.
I mean, nobody should anyway.
Nobody
should anyway.
Because I could tax Cena for this last run.
This last one's not even bad, though. This last one's not even bad.
Oh, man.
It's okay.
It's not bad at all. Like I said, The Rock messed it up, but everything post-Mania, Cena been cooking. Has he not?
I don't know about cooking. He's been neutral.
He's been cooking, bro. He has not been neutral, bro. I'm not trying to hear this.
He's been neutral.
So wait, the Randy Orton stuff was good?
I turned
that was it
when he comes around now.
You don't think the R-Truth stuff was good?
It was all right. It was cool for a little moment.
Well, the Logan Paul Jey Uso stuff was like a week and a half. So like, okay, fine.
You know,
how about moving the goalposts? I would like to understand how moving the goalposts.
Archer stuff was good. I don't think it's bad like some people make it out to be. I don't think it's like terrible. Like it's my only issue with the Cena heel turn is I understand the concept of it and it makes sense why he's turning heel. I just don't believe in what he's saying. Like
it makes no fucking sense.
It's not believable. Like I don't believe he wants to ruin wrestling. Like when he cuts his promos, I'm not buying into what he's saying. That's my
cooking chitlins.
And everything else though has been it's been cool. It's been neutral.
I think everything post Mania he's been cooking. I think he's been cooking everything.
It's been cool.
But I'm not taxing him for it.
Honestly, I think it would have been received better if The Rock didn't fuck it up. That's how I genuinely feel. It would have been received better if The Rock didn't fuck it up.
I just don't because like the justification.
No,
they bullied me.
What you mean? Honestly, let's keep it a buck. Like
it's been 5 years since they stopped bullying him. Stop. You're a grown man.
Mo. Oh my gosh.
Rise above hate, right?
I'm about to ether you twice. One, Mo. Let's not act like, right? You talk about, oh, well, it's been 5 years since they stopped bullying you. That was literally the point of his promo. Y'all didn't start accepting me until I was on my way out. But when I was here every week, y'all didn't appreciate me. That's literally in the promo. That's literally his reason.
Okay.
Second, we're not gonna act like that wasn't the best You People promo of all time. Because that's essentially what he cut, a You People promo. But that shit was actually one of the ones that made the most sense. Out of every single You People promo that's ever been done in WWE, that's probably the one that genuinely made the most sense. Because yes, for everybody, and because the plot holes that you just tried to bring up, he literally covered. He's like, yeah, y'all did start accepting me when y'all knew I was on my way out. But when I was here every week, all I did was get booed. I'm in a toxic, manipulative relationship. He's talking to y'all. See, because here's the problem with y'all. Here's the problem with you people out there, right? Y'all accept toxic relationships because you think you can't get no better. Cena just said, I'm done. I know my worth. I know who I am. I'm the motherfucking GOAT. And you think I'm going to let you people tell me I'm not? Shit. That's literally the point of his promo. Like, it's literally in there. So you can't say, you know what I mean? Like, you can't say, like, it makes no sense. It makes all the sense in the world.
I didn't say it makes no sense. It just doesn't feel believable.
If you want to say it doesn't feel believable because you've seen him be a babyface for all his life, then sure, fine. But it's believable.
Not even that. I hear him talking. I'm like, I don't buy you. What are you doing?
I will say,
goddamn thing you're saying.
No, I will say I do think his cadence. I don't know if he's being intentional.
He's overacting, bro. Like
I was about to say I think he's being intentional.
Hell no.
I genuinely think he's being intentional, but I will say his cadence is like. I do think his cadence and way he's delivering promos is not the Cena we're used to.
I feel like
what's the opposite of what?
If anything, his cadence is better now than it was. Listen. I'm saying in terms of the Cena we used to the last couple years. Recently, that old shit, that over the top corny shit Cena used to like. He used to over exaggerate shit. Now,
you got a point.
To me, it seems more natural.
His promos were the same.
No, the way Cena used to over exaggerate.
He's talking about his acting, like
his recent years. He used to do all that stupid shit like this. Oh, like that shit. It looks so goofy.
That aspect,
it feels way more natural.
No. That aspect, yes. When I talk about his delivery, I'm talking about the words that are coming out of his mouth. Before Cena used to be one of the few people that can cut a babyface promo and not sound scripted. And that's why I'm saying I don't know if he's doing it intentionally or if he's just not used to this. Because now I feel like when he cuts his promos, I feel like he's being like super intentional on what he's saying as far as what's it called? Being a heel and stuff. Like if you notice now, remember that promo with Jey Uso? He was like literally backstage, not even in front of people. He's like, wow. Imagine you losing to a YouTuber. That would definitely ruin wrestling. Like, yo, what is your cadence, my nigga? Like,
what are you on? Are you good, bro?
And I feel like maybe.
Drunk?
But no, I understand Donnie's point. So he's talking about the overacting as far as his facial expressions in the matches. Seeing it be in matches, and he would do like
the most goofy shit ever. It's like, what are you doing? I hate it.
Nigga, bodybuilder can squat 600 pounds and flopping like he LeBron James because he got smacked in the face. Like, yeah, that shit used.
That shit was over.
Chill on, bro.
But Cena, it's just really his promos. Like I understand why he turned heel. It makes sense. It's justifiable. But it's when he cutting.
If he would have used the same, if he would have used the same justification, say even 2017, all right.
But 2017 was the moment he didn't.
They were still booming.
No, it was the moment when he had that AJ Styles match. That's when I think everybody was kind of like, all right. Cool.
It started to turn a little bit.
Yeah, right.
He was still getting booed though.
Yeah, it was.
I know.
Because at the Rumble 2018.
Yeah, but that's when it started to change a little bit though. And his whole point was, y'all didn't start to. His whole point was, y'all didn't start to accept me and love me and appreciate me until I was
on the way out.
Until I was on the way out. When
I get it, but it's just like.
You can hate the delivery, but you can't say it doesn't make sense. That's my.
No, it makes sense. Oh no. I will make that very clear. It makes sense. Don't get me wrong. I just think the justification is just.
Hey Donnie.
Yo.
You talk about he not doing over the top selling and all that stuff now. So that's not over the top. That's not over the top.
What the fuck are you talking about? What is
not over the top?
Is that? What do you? That was.
Mickey.
I don't know what you thought you did. I don't know what you thought. Hey, yo, he ain't do all that. He ain't do all
that.
He didn't look like that. He didn't look like that. No, but like you looked like.
I know y'all.
His eyes, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. What
yeah, you acted too zesty, bro. He wasn't zesty.
That was a little zesty.
That was a little spicy, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know?
That's crazy.
I don't know.
You tell me this man ain't looking zesty right here?
No. What you did.
Why you like? I'm not gonna repeat that.
Hey, don't do it, bro. Don't do it.
Because they gonna destroy me.
Oh my goodness.
You gonna say?
Nah, but he not doing over the top shit like that. Like the shit he was doing like a year or two ago, like it just looked just too goofy. But now it just fits more natural.
It's both unnatural.
It's just the delivery on the promos.
Just me.
It's just the delivery on his promos just are not super believable for me. That's the only thing that I think that's bad about this run. Everything else, I mean, the matches have been all right. You know, the stories have been okay. I think they're trying to fit so many stories within his last run because he only has selective dates. They're trying to plug in everything at once. I think he's doing all the PLEs this year. I think he'll be at all the PLEs. He's just not going to be there every single week. So they're trying to figure out, okay, we got to give him his last feud against Randy, but we still got to make sure the Cody situation in there. And then so it's just. G baby Anthony Townsend's crazy.
Wow, that is insane.
Considering the feelings G has for Cat,
that's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
That is kind of wild. That's
fight back, G. Fight back. Don't take that.
That's ridiculous. I'm not entertaining that.
Don't take that shit, bro.
There's
fight back.
There's no way we fucking. All right, bro. Before I say something that'll get us canceled again.
Yeah, don't do that.
Did we get canceled? Because we kind of went up.
They tried.
And failed miserably.
But they tried.
They helped us out, if anything.
Word. Word.
I mean, right.
I was about to say something out of pocket, but let me not do that because I know if I watch the show and I don't want to piss nobody off today.
I want to ask you this before we head off here. Everybody can give an answer if they want. What's the most overrated peak in WWE history?
Oh God,
most overhyped peak ever.
Overhyped peak.
Damn. Well, you can give your answer if you got the answer. I think
you know the answer, bro. You know my answer. It's 09 Orton. If people don't want to talk about it.
Oh, you talking about as I go? I do you talking about as the WWE as a whole? Oh, a person?
Yeah, it's one person.
Just overrated peak.
I'm not gonna lie. He might be cooking with the 09 Orton shit. What the
Thank
fuck?
you. Oh,
every time,
thank you.
Niggas, Orton was this and that. Nigga,
you was doing the same shit
down.
before that.
Yeah.
Like,
calm the fuck down.
Nigga was RKO and Grannies like what before that shit. Like, bro, he did not become this magical menace in 2009.
The only thing about 2009 Orton I think when people think about what they
08 Hardy, them two niggas right there.
I hear you a little bit on 08 Hardy. I'll be honest. I hear you.
Them two right there is like.
Wait, hold on. You say 08 Hardy's peak is
08 Hardy. It was great.
That's my goat, but I hear you.
Listen, I love that. That's when I started watching wrestling. I fell in love with wrestling. But like, calm the fuck down. Niggas make somebody does the best shit over.
No, they just put him in weird conversations.
Hold on. Weird shit. Go ahead. 09 Jeff Hardy. 08 Jeff Hardy. I want to hear this.
08 Jeff Hardy was very good. The moment was good. He won a title. Great shit. But when they start putting us like one of these top peaks and all, it's like calm down. Like chill. Don't do it like that. You know what I'm saying? It was only a little bit amount of time. Like chill, just vibe out. Let's just chill. It's overrated.
It's overrated because people put it too high on the pedestal.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree. That's my goat. Like that's my favorite wrestler.
And I love that's when I started watching wrestling in 08. So Jeff Hardy.
That's a great underdog storyline, though. Elite underdog storyline.
No, but it's not a top 10 peak ever, like some people make it out to be.
Well, not a top 10 peak.
Y'all think that's a top 10 peak?
It could be. It could be. I gotta hear you. I gotta hear your top 10 though. I gotta hear the top 10.
I mean, like I think 09 Orton's is a better peak. Even though I think it's the most overrated, I think it's a better peak. Austin, obviously. Hogan, obviously.
Cena, Roman.
Everybody in the top 10 got a better peak.
Yeah, literally.
Than Jeff Hardy. Literally, everybody in the top 10 got a better peak than Jeff Hardy.
Brock Lesnar, like
everybody in the top 10 has a better peak.
What peak we count for Brock Lesnar though?
Huh?
What peak we count for?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Rookie year Brock Lesnar
is ridiculous. Insane. And quality wise was insane.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, I'll take
everybody in the top 10 got a better peak.
Narco, what's the answer?
Yeah, what's your answer?
I would say it's a top 10 underdog storyline.
No, I'm saying your answer for most overrated peak. I'm trying to swim the water.
I gotta hear this.
Oh, no, okay. Okay.
It's just better Randy Orton's best.
The only reason I say that is because I think Legend Killer is Randy Orton's best. That's his best run for me. I think Legend Killer Randy is better than 09 Orton. And I feel like people only put 09 Orton on a pedestal because of the character work. It was great character work. Like the stories were even good, but people try to make Randy Orton seem like he was just unstoppable person in 09 when he wasn't. He lost a lot of matches. He beat up by a lot of people that year. His character work was just very menacing. He was just evil. You know what I mean? Like he was Randy Orton was like the first like petty person I think I watched in WWE that was like, bro, he petty. Like he's super petty. I mean, like he was seeking out for blood. You know what I mean? Like he was holding grudges from like years ago. You know, like that was the whole purpose of the Triple H storyline. Like he ruined my life. I'm like, bro, this was like 5 years ago though, bro. You tell me you plotted this for 5 years in your mind? That's crazy. That's an evil person. But when you're talking about the peak, some of those matches were great. He had some great matches in there. He had a lot of mid matches in there too. He won some top matches, but I also saw him lose a lot of matches in that time frame too. Like he lost a lot of matches to John Cena. He lost to Batista. He lost to Triple H in the main event of WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like I feel like people, when they talk about 09 Orton, they always try to make it seem like, oh, this Randy Orton's so dangerous and he's so unstoppable. It's like, bro,
he was getting dog walked by 2009 Ric Flair.
He wasn't that unstoppable.
I'm not hearing that, bro.
He was a dangerous villain, but to try to make it seem like he was unstoppable, like 2014 Brock, that was unstoppable. That's an unstoppable.
That's an unstoppable. Yeah,
that's an unstoppable heel. Randy Orton wasn't on that level of unstoppable. He was just a menacing person. He was an evil person. That was it.
And people not ready to hear that because they have nostalgia glasses on and can't actually debate. But I digress.
G, what's your answer?
He about to say some bizarre shit.
No, he about to say 08 Hardy because he always hates on Jeff.
Bret Hart.
But oh, brother, you ain't seen nothing of Bret Hart. I'm not listening.
If you never watched,
I've been watching a little bit.
No, you won't.
I'm not lying.
No, you won't.
You can't come back. You got to come back to it after you watch it fully.
No. I'm not done. That same list you gave Coach Mark, no, I've been following it. I just
he got Owen and Bret is not even that good, bro.
I never said, bro.
That's exactly
okay. You got to give somebody you've actually seen. Somebody you've actually watched.
First off, to Mo, I've told you my issue with Bret has never been the in-ring. He's never been the in-ring
storyteller that you make him out to be. I'm sorry, he's not.
I didn't say he was dog. I just said it's not. It don't be moving me. Just like WrestleMania 3, don't be moving me. Somebody said in the chat. CM Punk in 2011 and all that was not that good. It was overrated. You're drunk as fuck.
Where do you have it all time in terms of peaks?
It ain't the greatest I've ever seen, but nigga said it wasn't good. It said it was overrated.
Oh, it wasn't good. Oh.
Like what the fuck? No. Like, but for me,
a good part of that time.
I mean, yeah. Oh wait, Jeff Hardy. I've been said that. Like niggas gas it. It's not like that. I'm not gonna lie, and I guess I don't want to say it's the most overrated, but because we've been having this debate now for the better part of a year, I genuinely do not think, like Seth Rollins when he came back from injury. Like when he was like first with the Authority, I don't think it was that good. I don't think he was that good. I don't think he was that good.
Thank you.
Right? I think now when he came back from injury, he was kind of on his own. Even though that Triple H feud was ass, I really wish Samoa Joe didn't get hurt because I think that would have been much better. I really wish Samoa Joe didn't get hurt. That feud with Triple H, mid. Like, it was a little bit, but mid. And then they had a bad match after. That match was a snooze fest until Stephanie went through the table.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you look at Seth Rollins, basically Seth Rollins before he became Monday Night Rollins, and he had that IC title reign and all that, before we got that Seth, it's not that good. Like, it's cool. He's got moments, but it's not that good. And I don't think it's up there.
I got clowned because I said his authority run when he was WWE champion was not all that great. I'm like, I'm not gonna do this revisionist history because I remember when that was happening. The complaint with Seth Rollins is he runs away too much. He looks weak too much. He loses on free TV way too much. I think 2018 Rollins is way better.
Like let's keep it a buck. I'm supposed to take a nigga running around with J&J. Serious?
Nigga had security and was running away, bro.
And then they said, you know what that's not enough. You know what we need? Big Show and Kane. Like I'm supposed to be scared of that shit.
Yeah, no. 2018 Seth Rollins is just better.
The best part about that wasn't even Seth Rollins. It was Randy Orton. Yeah. The best part about that was Randy Orton. It wasn't even Seth Rollins.
Randy was great, bro. Randy was great.
What's an underrated peak then?
Ooh.
Since you said overrated, it's an underrated peak.
Well, seeing that, low key, Alexa Bliss, because I just saw somebody say it was overrated. Alexa Bliss, when she first dropped, it doesn't get talked about enough. She was like that. When
she was the woman. She was the woman.
She was literally like that. She was the first person to win both titles. She was a 4-time champion in the span of 2 years. And she won money and I think in 3 years she had the Money in the Bank. She was a 5-time champion in the span of like 3 years. She was cooking.
Yeah, I would say my underrated pick. I'd say Batista, bro. 2005 Batista.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's
great,
a really good one.
Bro. The stories, he had the match quality, he had the presentation. 2005 Batista. We all thought that was gonna be the next guy. Before John Cena took off and everything after that, 2005, people was looking at Batista as the face of the WWE. That was gonna be the next guy right there. So even though I would even say like 05 to 07, Batista's peak around that time. You look at the match quality, the presentation, the stories, like Batista was in his bag. I feel like Batista's always been one of those underappreciated legends. Like he's not in the top 10 combos, but he's somebody who people like try to make it seem like he can't wrestle or he wasn't that good. I'm like, bro, y'all clearly was not watching the same Batista that I was watching.
It's because a lot of these people, they don't remember anything from after he got hurt. Because like I know before I went back and watched it, because I watched wrestling, I stopped as a little kid, and then I tell y'all all the time, the earliest memory I have coming back to wrestling was Sheamus winning the WWE title. That's my earliest memory coming back.
He was already out of it by then, yeah.
But that's my point. That's my point. But that's my point. A lot of people kind of their earliest memory is that time period. And Batista, bluntly stated, kind of wasn't on shit during that time.
He was already halfway out, but Batista from 05 to I'll even say 08. He had stories.
But a lot of people come back to 09. Like that's why everybody gas up 09 Randy Orton. That's the earliest memory, right?
09. Batista in 09 was fine though. 09 he was fine.
But he wasn't John Cena.
Yeah.
He wasn't John Cena,
but he was still
his feud with Orton was boring as shit.
He was still a top guy at that time. He just wasn't face of the company. It was already John Cena at that point.
Shit, me, I ain't gonna lie. If I don't know how underrated this might be, but 2000 Triple H is like that, bro. Triple H in 2000, like people give Rock a lot of credit from when Austin was out, and they said Rock was the guy. Triple H was right there. Triple H is right there with him.
Yeah, Triple H in 2000 was pretty elite.
That was great. I think that's peak heel work, if you ask me.
Oh, I don't know the answer, honestly. I'll probably say, I don't know if it's underrated or not, but like corporate Rock. When people talk about The Rock a lot of times, they always talk about like Hollywood Rock. But to me, my favorite version of The Rock was when he was with the corporation and shit like that, the stuff he was doing during that time. So if anything, I'll probably go with that.
Corporate Rock was valid. It was valid.
We talking about corporate Rock. Let's not forget corporate Kane, man.
Ew.
All right, I think we end off on that note.
Hey, I'm not lying. That period of time where R-Truth was just interrupting random segments and was like confused, and he'd be like, "Oh, my bad. Hey, Tennessee, y'all be good."
That. Yeah, that you said that was. I mean, that was funny. Yeah.
But we didn't.
I thought you were talking about 2011.
Jacob Fatu is a babyface now, guys.
Oh yeah, thank God. Yes, beat
Jacob
the shot of
Fatu's
Solo, please. Please put Plant to ass on Solo.
You know what this tells me?
Relax,
you know what this tells me? Solo's about to be U.S. champion. You want to know why? You want to know why?
Not a world title.
You want to know why he's about to be Jacob Fatu for that U.S. title?
Why?
Because Tongaloa and Tama Tonga back on the way. They're on the way.
Oh,
it's about that time Tongaloa should be back from his injury. I think that's why they did it now. Because that's like going to be the SummerSlam match for the U.S. title, and they're going to come back.
And then they help him. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're going to come back.
So basically, JC Mateo's the replacement of Jacob.
Yeah, so and that way, because I think they realized early on, oh yeah, Jacob Fatu's the star. And you know what WWE like to do. If you put somebody in the group with, oh shit, you're a star, we're going to make you your own thing.
Yeah, Jacob Fatu need to be on his own. I mean, I told y'all the next big three gonna be Braun Breaker, Jacob Fatu, and Obafemi. That's the next big three right there. That's gonna be the next big three for the future for WrestleMania main events, for top guy status, for World Championship pushes. It's gonna be Obafemi.
Hey, I don't know. Apparently, Triple H don't like black people, so I don't know if he can do that. I don't know. Obafemi, I don't know if he can do that. Triple H don't like black people.
No, if that's the case, then
that's what
07 Taker. Damn, I forgot.
That's what they tell me, Donnie. I don't know. That's what they tell me.
I don't know.
I don't see that, but hey, you know what I mean?
That's what they say. That's what they
tell me.
If that's the case. I don't know why the New Day and Street Profits holding tag titles in. I don't know why they hold it.
And Naomi won
Naomi won Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank.
And they trying to make out of everybody that ain't gone down to NXT, you know who did it? Jay Cargill. But hey, everybody that Stephanie went to NXT. Jordan, NXT. Julia, NXT. Jay Cargill, yeah, no, you're going to be in a group with Bianca Belair and Naomi off-ring. There you go.
All right, fellas. Well, appreciate you guys. I'll be back next week. We actually, so for the people watching the pod, we know we always do WWE content and everything, but we are going to start doing more AEW content now on the show moving forward. A lot of us are really tapped in with AEW right now, and we feel like it's only fair for us to kind of talk more AEW because we always talk about WWE, the highs and lows. AEW is going to have highs and lows as well, but a lot of us are really liking AEW right now, and we got All In coming up, which is shaping up to look like one of the best wrestling shows of the year. So we are going to talk more AEW moving forward. So next week, make sure you guys tune in. We're going to be doing a little WWE and AEW conversation, so I can sprinkle in right now. You have to tune in next week to see the full conversation. So, Donnie, appreciate you for pulling up, man.
Appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah, having conversations. No, before we get off, you got to give we ask every guest before we leave. You got to give us a hot take, bro.
Oh boy,
that's how we're going to get off.
Damn, a hot take on the spot. Damn.
Hey, you can tell him. Hey, you can tell him that you like Jack Swagger's theme song.
Oh, brother,
it's trash.
Wait, hold on. Which one are we talking about?
Jack 1-2. Oh yeah.
No, I don't know about that. But damn, I ain't gonna lie, I don't have one on top of my head right now. Hot take.
That's something. It could be. You got a hot take that you talk about all the time.
The shit that I say is like it should be normal opinions. Logan Paul is good. Becky Lynch is a GOAT. John Cena is a GOAT. Like those are basic, knowledgeable shit. Like you know.
Logan Paul's good. I mean, I don't know. Some people might disagree.
What are we doing here? What are you doing here?
Some people might disagree with that, depending on who you ask.
I guess I can say this. The perception around this brand shit, logo shit, I feel like people are over exaggerating. Like the Slim Jim shit on the table, niggas are making a whole big thing about that. I'm like, bro, it's a fucking logo on a table. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a hot topic right now. To me, niggas are over exaggerating shit. A lot of shit is just forced in terms of that.
So me personally, it's funny. It's funny seeing all this stuff. But let's be real. I have never heard somebody watching the UFC fight complain about that monster.
I'm saying though, when you're watching a UFC fight, it doesn't take away from the moment, like the knockout, the submission, whatever. It doesn't take away from the moment, even though they got branded shit everywhere on there.
But it's just new, and it started with Prime because the first person to do it was Logan, and everybody like that was Logan.
Yeah.
And then now they see, because I don't know if y'all know this, Prime not on the ring no more.
No.
Prime is not on the ring no more. It's like other different stuff. So it's just kind of like, you know what I mean? But
I'm with you. I made a video about it. I'm like, bro, it's just a logo at the end of the day. I don't know. It's
I think it's dumb, but I can understand it at the same time.
It's like, oh shit, you got a Slim Jim logo on the table. It's not gonna take away from.
They got the Cash App on the Money in the Bank. I'm like, bro,
what are we doing?
That one did look weird, but at the end of the day, Naomi's probably gonna get the caution tape around the briefcase anyway. So,
anyways, yeah. Fireball ladder is kind of nuts, but whatever.
No, I actually like that one because I'm tired of just seeing the bland old ladders. We get to see at least some color to it, some red, something. What the fuck? That shit was at least better than the bland old ladder, bro.
Hey, so Donnie,
what's up?
You like the red sails?
The red.
Ooh, that was ass.
The red steel cages and the red Hell in the Cells.
It's true.
It's just the color at the end of the day. You feel me?
Add a little color, add a little flair to it. Just add a little color to it. Come on, man.
That one was bad.
That was a terrible.
But I hope everybody's ready for a fail cash in tomorrow. I love.
I don't think he's gonna fail, bro.
I love No Name, and
I don't even think he's gonna cash in tomorrow. I'm not even 100% that he will.
I love No Name and I love our setup, but sometimes, man, I wish we could go live on Tuesday or on Monday, because man, some of the stuff that be happening right after shows, and then we get to Raw after. I'll never forget. Malik made a clip about it, but when Seth took some time off, I was like, man, I don't even remember what we were talking about. I just made a clip. I was like, man, that back though. Y'all see the way he was walking.
He's not gonna be back.
I wouldn't be surprised if Seth don't come back till SummerSlam. Nigga was back the next night. I'm like, why are you here? Go home. Raise.
He fried you, bro. He saw the pod. Triple H saw the pod. And he's like, all right, get Seth on the phone.
Yeah, Donnie, there's a running joke around here, and it's not really a joke because he keeps proving us right. But he watches this podcast.
Really?
Yeah, because
at this point,
there's been too many instances where it'll be like, look, this is all you need to do, word for word, bar for bar. And he does the exact same thing. I have 2 records of it in Mania. I think Nate had one, and Jade, I think, had another one. I don't remember what theirs were, but I know mine were both Mania plays. Mine was fixing Cody. What?
Malik had Bronson Reed.
Oh, yeah. Malik had Bronson Reed.
Niggas try to tell me that I wasn't going to have bad idea. I'm like, all right.
I didn't say it was bad, but I was just like, I don't want to see it. I wanted to see Sammy turn heel because God knows he needs it.
Nah, Sammy's too baby.
Yes, he does, bro.
For what?
No, he don't need it.
Because, bro, I'm not gonna lie, Sami Zayn is not winning world title as a babyface. I'm just here to tell you.
No, you're crazy.
He's not. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. He's not winning his first world title as a babyface.
That's where you start losing me.
All right, but before
are y'all big on Sami like that?
Yes,
for real. Y'all big on Sami like that? Because I've been big on
Sami since 2016.
I've been off him ever since he beat Gunther. And then was still acting like an underdog. I've been off him.
I hear you.
I've been off him ever since. And even right now, what
you want to say real quick, Donnie?
Now I got 2 questions I want to ask y'all. It don't have to be no long answer, just quick little answers. First, out of HBK and The Rock, who is the better rival for Triple H? And the second question is, which title reign is better out of Drew McIntyre's his pandemic title reign or his or Daniel Bryan's plant ego-friendly title reign? We're having those 2 debates. This Tuesday we're having on Talk of Blaze.
Daniel Bryan's plant ego elite.
Yeah, I agree.
That's better. Okay, so what about who's the better Triple H rival? HBK or Rock?
I'll go Sean, but damn, that's close. That's close.
We having this debate tonight.
You said who?
HBK or The Rock? Who's a better Triple H rival?
I'll go Sean, but the tiniest.
Yeah, I'll say Sean because there's that DX connection in the.
Yeah, that story, the longevity of that story was crazy.
Right, you can have that in there.
But you got Backlash 2000 on top of that with.
I would say Shawn Michaels because I feel like him and Triple H had better matches. SummerSlam 2002, Elite.
Yeah. Oh, they have.
The 3 Stages of Hell, the Last Man Standing match. The Hell in a Cell match. Stop. That Hell in a Cell match.
Well, long ass.
Great.
Dang,
45 minutes is nuts.
Should have been longer.
Dang, this is not helping the Triple H can only do gimmick matches accusations.
No, he can have matches without gimmick. His best matches are gimmick matches, though.
His best matches are gimmick matches, but he can have regular good ass singles matches.
He can have good matches, though. His best ones are
he did it with Rock. The match at Judgment Day, the Iron Man match.
That's pretty much it for
me. I don't count that.
All right, fellas.
Finn Balor on a win streak this week. We're gonna make it 2 straight weeks without a loss.
That is not an accomplishment. I'm sorry.
He's done.
I hate to say.
Oh, one thing. One thing. Okay, now this is the last thing I'm gonna say too. Can we please? Oh my gosh, I've seen people say this. This drives me nuts. Can y'all please stop saying Carmelo Hayes is as cooked as Finn Balor? I do not want to hear that on the same time.
Who's saying this?
People are saying because Carmelo Hayes didn't qualify for the Money in the Bank and he's been losing and he's been with the Miz and everything. They're saying he's as cooked as Finn Balor on the main roster.
Not even
the same.
I don't do a victory lap when Carmelo Hayes gets a win, but I do it with Finn Balor. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not gonna lie. Carmelo Hayes ain't cooked at all. He's in a great spot. Literally,
I wouldn't say great, but I hear you.
No. You want to know why he's in a great spot? I'm going to tell you why he's in a great spot. Last time Miz took someone up under his wing, what happened?
Who?
Daniel Bryan.
No.
Last time Miz had somebody up under his wing, not a tag team partner, someone up under his wing. Look what happened.
We talk about game show NXT, bro.
That was a little thing on Raw too. And I'm not gonna lie.
They were not.
And I'm not gonna lie. If we keep it a buck, Cena ain't here to sabotage somebody else's career. Because we know what happened with Alex Riley. We know what happened with Alex Riley. We know Cena had everything to do with that.
End the show.
I'm just saying.